Tell me
Started.
when.
Yep, ready to go.
Okay,
Yep.
welcome to session 3 of the game. The characters are now on the in the Araneo system. Araneo is centered around an asteroid belt. There's only asteroids and mostly airless worldlets. I think there's one ice world with an atmosphere and mostly good for getting water supply if you don't have water from the asteroids. But that's basically it. You arrived at the station um, as you were disembarking. Captain Derwat did sell the 16 tons of textiles here.
Mhm.
And while you're at the starport, I think the last session ended with a news bulletin about the Bognarothi pirates striking at a luxury liner near Tibello. So it's the present time. Um, Now, one thing you notice is that it's an airless world. You see out the large bay windows. It's of course a jet black sky. Um, Large cargo ships land. Now, an asteroid belt is mainly concerned with primary production, in other words, space mining. And you notice one logo, which is the Verdulan letter F, and it's the logo of the Furlabor commune, and they have it like on large cargo ships. So they're obviously interested in carrying iron from the asteroids to somewhere else. So you'll notice that there's a whole lot of large freighters with that logo here. Remember when I told you that this was a Furlabor stronghold? So you got or a strong Furlabor presence here. So these large cargo freighters with that logo, smaller ships, it's one of the major communes or industries around here. Um, Now you can trade. You can prepare to jump out of here. Your next stop would be the Calcaneo system. And I'll sort of go around the table, I guess alphabetically by character, and see what everybody wants to do. Jerry, what would Brogan want to do?
Let's see. Well, you got the cargo sold, right? We don't know about the drugs our buddy Ronnie brought on board because he snuck them on.
I'll ask him about that.
Okay. I would probably want to talk to the captain. I would be like, Cap, what's up? What are we doing now? We sold what we had. Are we going to go? Which way do you think we should go, man? I'm piloting. I would kind of lean to the captain because I don't want to deal with being a captain, but yet I don't want to take any shit from the captain. So because I'm the ace pilot, I'll keep him in check. But I'm asking the captain anyway. Wilson, what's up, man? What do you want to do?
Oh, are you our astrogator? I forget if someone has better astrogation
I'm the
skills.
astrogator and I'm the pilot. I believe I do both. I believe I do.
Okay, don't
You
tell
can check
anybody
the
this.
skills grid, by the way.
Don't tell anybody
Okay.
this. But we're not going to the main world of Calcanino. We're jumping right to the Verdulan, or not Verdulan, Fiadeo,
Frideo. Yeah, Frideo.
Frideo
Okay. Oh yeah,
world.
that's right. Okay. Okay, but do
So,
we have
so
enough life
start.
support?
That's what
Are
I
we
gotta
stocked?
go get. I gotta go get more life support. I got a shopping list of a few items that I gotta go do. But
Okay, Pierre, I'm in agreement with the captain. We're gonna lay low. Yeah, because I know we got this mission to do, but my concern, as you've heard me say to the captain, is make sure because it's the robot world, make sure that we have enough life support. So that's where Brogan's at.
more
Okay.
than enough.
Fine. Next, Richard, what does Ved Arya think of doing, or are they like you? Do you want to do any purchases or do
No,
anything? You're sort of the engineer and the gunner here.
um, the only thing I'll purchase is blooming I don't know, a reasonable supply of a certain selection of spirits, and then I'm just going to relax on the ship and watch local entertainment and keep myself semi-inebriated until we do something more interesting.
Really? Okay. Okay. Because yeah, you bought something called Fiherbo in the other system there on
Yeah,
well from when you were in Rakovenko. Okay, now
and the only other thing
long,
is I'm just going to do some. I'm not going to get inebriated all the time. Is I'm just going to do some general, more familiarizing myself with the ship and its systems. Anything I'm not so familiar with, then I'll just connect to local net and do some research on it. And yeah.
okay, yeah. By the way, you had spent another weekend jump between Rakovenko and Yanto, and a week between Yanto and here. So you can mark up your training if you're training in a skill, and hopefully that's an ideal thing to do during the jump period of time. So I'm going to sort of account that later and make sure that everybody has, added up all the weeks that they're entitled to.
Yeah, I
So
just need
that's a big part of what people do in jump.
you just
Anything
need to
else?
confirm probably at the end of each session where we're supposed to be at that, because like I was
Mhm.
out of whack with that last week, so I had to correct myself the number of weeks training.
Right, right. Okay, everybody should have, I believe, however many weeks it is by now.
I think
3
it's
weeks,
3.
4 weeks,
I
3.
think it's 3.
Yeah,
Hang on.
3 total.
Okay,
Excuse
cool.
me.
Yeah, 3 total. I'm sure.
Great,
Because
thank
you've
you.
been have two parsec jumps.
Yep,
Okay,
3
next is
weeks. Yep.
Steve. What does Ciceri or C do?
C or cis. So his borders a little curio. He's also looking for some incense if they have anything of that nature off the ship. Apart from that, he's going up and seeing if Brogan wants any help with the astrogation like he did before. I'm expecting a no because of the whole secret thing. Otherwise, like the other engineer, I'm just down in the power bay, just making sure everything's very smooth and ticking over nicely. And as I can, just take some time to investigate some of the other systems I'm going in for my skill upgrade. That's about me.
Okay, so you're specialized as a power engineer. I want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure. That's why I wrote the skill grid down
Yep.
to make sure of that. Well, it's under engineering. Okay, so you're the power engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next, Brian. What is Tomo doing?
Sorry, over what period of time? I just dropped in. First off, apologies for that. But
Your
just
volume is
dropped
a
out.
bit low for me.
Is it? How's that?
That's better. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll just put the gain up a little bit. Yeah, Tomo. Well, sorry, is this over the jump period? Next
No.
jump period?
No, you've landed at Araneo. Okay,
Yeah.
it's an asteroid
Yep.
starport.
Yep. Yep. Well, again, probably just replenishing any perishable life support supplies and and keeping out of trouble. Checking in with my parole officer.
You're away. You're away from your parole officer now. You're on the other side of the
The
border,
border.
man.
I know, but I still want to keep out of trouble. I'm not going to let Ronnie bloody lead me astray.
Ronnie might have
Too
led us
late.
all astray. Let's see
Yeah.
what happens in a minute.
Too late.
Is that the blue
Suitcases.
suit
Nothing
or
left
red
in there.
stuff? I think he should put out samples and we should all bounce off the walls and jump. Not know it.
You mean pin the tail on the astrogation chart, something like
That's the
that?
one.
See where you come
What's
out, like
up?
that
Let's just
other
be eeny,
campaign.
meeny, miny, moe. Spin the tail any which way we
No, no,
go.
no, 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 no drugs, no drugs while astrogating. Remember the other campaign, 31 years in deep freeze.
Yeehaw.
Oh yeah.
30 years,
Pretty,
yeah.
31
pretty,
damn years.
pretty stars.
30 years.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm. Well, I want to just, obviously this is an asteroid place, so you never know. They might have something interesting. Get another fridge
okay.
magnet.
If you wander around, um, Now let me continue just to touch base with Tony. Um, what is Virgil interested in right now? Is Tony here? Oh, he's not in. He'll probably be later.
He
No, I'm
was
here. I'm
there.
He's
eating.
Oh,
there.
there you are. There you are.
You asked me right when I was eating. Had a
Oh,
mouthful of
okay.
food.
Well, that's fine. I can get back to you later if you like. Come in
No, no,
anytime,
no,
any
no, no.
convenient time about thoughts like that.
Yeah. I can't remember what skill I was training. But I'd be working hard on that. Working. I think I was doing administration. I think. Can't
In
remember.
the prime tab of your character sheet, you'll see a count of weeks and time periods. Well, it's meant to, if you consistently train without any problems or interruption, you go to the character sheet, click the prime tab, and under study period, it'll show the number of weeks. 8 weeks makes a complete period, and that allows you to make
Okay.
a roll to see if you've gained a skill level or gained
Okay.
skill 0.
I haven't got a skill written down, and
I'm pretty sure you're right. It was admin, Tony.
it was admin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Since
And you
there's
would
three
have you
jumps,
had
everybody should
yeah
mark 3 weeks there.
3 weeks. Yeah, you should all have 3 weeks.
In your chosen skill, and I don't think I'll disallow pretty much any skill can be learned through, what I call ideo-visual methods.
I'm being a girly swat, and yeah, and I'll do some physical exercise while we're on the on
Okay.
when we're
Yeah.
off the ship, or in the hangar bay. Basically, I'll just sit there, and if I've got weights or something like that, I'll do stuff like that. And
Yeah. Even strength can be trained over the weeks if you do a Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but training a characteristic is probably harder. It's in the rules somewhere.
yeah, no, just general physical condition,
General
because
fitness.
yeah, because like I'm assuming that if you're spending long terms in space, your muscles and that are going to degrade.
Oh, you have graph plates here. It's not a problem like in the bad old days.
Okay.
You got gravity plates in the floors here.
Oh, okay then.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'll just
okay.
do the like press up, sit ups. You know,
All right.
general fitness type stuff, because you never know what's going to happen.
Sure. Okay, you're fine. Okay, Justin, what does Captain Wilson Derwatt do? I guess he's also concerned with the trade aspects, and he's the general face of the ship, the
Yep.
company.
So Wilson DeWatt was thinking, what cool stuff can I give to robots to teach them about human culture? So I got a shopping list. I want to buy extra life support, not just for our ship, but also to like give to them so they can go like, ooh, this is oxygen. You get rid of carbon dioxide. They need this and this to live. And then I was thinking finding some common consumables. So like food, water, kind of agricultural products. And then I also wanted to look for furniture. So like sleeping beds, but also like chairs to relax on. And then I also wanted them to like teach them self defense. So I was looking at weapons, specifically guns and blades, and then I wanted to grab some just basic first aid medical supplies to say, oh, if a human gets hurt, this is how you patch them up.
Yeah, I'll mention that they did not become sentient recently. This was actually a special incident 12 years ago. Um, then they became sentient. They spent several years basically fighting for their, autonomy, which the Verdulan Presidium eventually decided was a pretty obvious thing if they were sentient. The Furlabor Commune acted against it. Um, the government was trying to help them set up to be an autonomous planet, and until they develop their own military infrastructure, I think there's some detachment of Verdulan colonial marines that actually protects the place. But you don't know anything more about it. But it's the typical thing that um, the Verdulan Presidium does, with a sentient sophont species. It helps them establish their own local army, although not as strong and powerful as the central army, of course. So you've heard that that's pretty much the way it does, but you don't have any details. You don't know what the present conditions are. If you want to import some life support, that might be good because if the Fridean robots interact with humans, they'll have to, serve them water and
Yep.
oxygen and those little crackers with the spread on it and things like that. So they'll have to learn to develop those things.
Aperitifs.
Crackers with the spread on it? Hey. Oh, man.
If it probably comes out
Yeah,
of a spray can these days, but it's, you got to have those crackers with the spread on it. The orange foodoid cheeseoid product.
that's hospitality.
Yeah. And, but you don't know the current conditions too well. But you have to be prepared with your own life support just in case the robots, don't have anything, like they don't use food, they don't use water, they don't use oxygen. So the planet itself has an atmosphere. Just to recap, you're all on the, well, okay, let me just throw up the app again. You've seen it. Planet Frideo. It's like that. If you press the magnifying glass, you get a wonderful full screen map. Icy world. The white is the permanent ice caps, and the snow can extend even beyond that, but it's like other ice caps. It expands and it recedes a little bit up to the points of the triangles. The points of triangles, the points that when you first encounter the points of the triangles off of the middle, that would be latitude 30 degrees north and 30 degrees south, and the rest is remaining triangle is up to 90 degrees. So that's
So
how it
this world,
works.
so Frodeo actually, I mean, assuming I don't know how cold it actually gets, but we could breathe there, right? Got a
The
standard
air is
atmosphere.
the atmosphere is 6, yeah, standard range pressure, so it's an Earth-like pressure, um,
And
but cold. I'd say it's like Arctic conditions.
So
okay.
screw life support, get heaters.
Well, you have cold weather gear as a standard thing in your ship's locker, so you can probably walk around in as long as you wear the cold weather gear. But
Hmm.
food, water might be a
I'm more
problem.
thinking of gifts for the robots. People are like, hey,
Uh
humans
huh.
need this. So, hmm.
Gifts for the robots, so things that humans need. I'm not too clear on what you mean.
Yeah, because we want these robots to be friendly to humans, and the robots. I was assuming the robots didn't really know how to deal with humans.
We need them to be friendly to us. I don't care about other humans.
Yeah,
Sounds like Justin's going on a missionary and not a trade deal. Going to save them.
Yeah, I think we should tell them
Yeah.
that all the other humans in the galaxy, other than us, will want to destroy them. Really, that's their ultimate goal, so they can
But
only
we're their
come to us.
only friends. Yeah, we're their only friends. That's
Let's
right.
not make them
Trust us,
enemies to everybody.
And don't
That
assume
doesn't
nothing's going
yeah,
sound
to.
like a good idea.
because we brought you this
yeah.
stuff and you should pay us extra. Yeah.
Now that's something
Exactly.
Ronnie could get behind.
Basically, what we need to sell them is some magic beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronnie
Magic
is down with this
beans.
plan.
Priceless magic beans.
I think
Yes,
they've been
I'm on
pretty.
board too.
Um,
Magic beans.
I think they'd be suspicious of biologicals considering of their struggle to actually gain independence.
Yeah,
So you try and sell them
Okay.
stuff like that, they're probably going to go, "Oh, you're just another one of those buggers that wants to rob us
yeah.
or whatever."
Yeah. Okay. This was mostly the question to Captain Wilson. I was trying to make clear what his plan was, what exactly he wanted to buy for the robots and why. And I'm also going to circle back to Jen because Jen has come in, so I'm going to ask what
Mm.
Astria is doing while the characters are on
Hi, Jen.
the
Hi.
Araneo. So Araneo, starport on an airless asteroid, and most of the rest of the system is asteroids and airless worldlets. There are one or two worlds with an atmosphere, but very cold. So it's mostly a belter culture, mining going on here. Oh, and I was just saying that you see the huge freighters and tugboats and things. A lot of them have the Furlabor logo. Those iron worker guys. So let's say there's a strong Furlabor presence here.
Is there any ships here? Warships?
Won't know until we get there.
Not there yet, right?
There's an assortment of ships. You're one hex away from the naval base at Cuega, which is this planet here on the map. Oh, going back here with my shifter. Yeah, going
Okay,
to the
but we're in Areno now.
Yep.
Is there
Araneo.
Araneo.
Yes.
Araneo? Is there anything here?
Large military ships. Well, from your landing pad, you don't really see them. You want to try to do sensors, like passive sensors or active sensors of the system.
So
Yeah, who's
Kuega is actually part of Araneo?
No, the same state,
Cuega is in the
wider
is
state.
in a
Hmm.
parsec away from Araneo.
Oh, okay. I was just
Yeah, it's
if
an adjoining
I'm
parsec.
just looking, yeah. No, I'm not going to risk anything causing some shit. But I was just going. I was just saying, if as we were coming in, was there any? Did we see any warships when we arrived?
No big warships in port here. I think this terminal is concerned with trade. There might be a military starport somewhere else, or some sort of military detachment base. You don't know. On the big map, black stars are naval bases.
No, I
There
just
isn't one in Araneo.
no, I just thought there might have been as we were traveling through from the jump point to the
No, didn't
spaceport.
see any.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
Um,
That's all I wanted to know.
yeah. Now our sensor person, the one who's the best at electronic sensors, is
I think
that's
it's
why I have
me.
the grid
I'm shopping. I'm not there.
shopping. Okay, shop away. Let's see
I'm gonna.
sensors.
If I gotta do an astrogation check, I might
Yeah.
do two of them and take my time. So I'm gonna do one that'll look like we're going to the main world, but the real one will be straight to what do you call? Straight to their. You know what I mean? Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Well,
I was gonna get
you can
Ted to do
file
that.
a flight plan, but that's mainly for safety in case you don't make it, and they have to
Yeah.
figure out if you're lost or something like that. Um,
Yeah, do that.
I'm not sure if they expect you to share a flight plan, but if you start to lie, like they don't really care because when you go into a new system, you're the business of customs or the military or whoever is in that new system. You read on all the maps that all people should go to Calcaneo first, just because there's life and human stuff on Calcaneo. There's nothing to support you on Frodeo. You can breathe the air, but that's it. So
That's
it's
it.
it's printed all over the astrogation guide maps that ships must aim for Calcaneo when they're going to the Calcaneo system.
Okay.
Now the what is well you'll see when you get there, but I'm talking about what you want to do on Araneo. Um, uh, Now Captain Derwatt will probably want to swing a trade, and Captain Derwatt is also very good at sensors. He's the best. He's got a skill of 2 plus
Okay.
2 more, and also Virgil is very good, and so would Rogan also has very good. So you could have like an assistance or do some sort of chain skill role if you wanted to. But there's an obvious fact to you three who have sensors, Virgil, Brogan, and especially Captain Derwatt. Um, there's so many asteroid belts in this system that the sensors are noisy. They'd be bouncing all over the place.
So
Yeah.
if there's multiple asteroid belts in the system, is it known to house pirates?
Well, they do try to patrol the asteroid belts to avoid the presence of pirates or pirate jumps. So there are some patrols of some sort going on. You see patrol ships, I think whatever it is, the size of a patrol cruiser. You see those ships running around. You don't see very huge capital ships like you might see based in a central Navy base. There's no Navy base here, but if there's ever a problem or a big revolt on the planet, then all the naval bases would immediately start jumping to that system. You don't see the very big ships around here. So I'm going to say you might have seen a military patrol ship around here somewhere or other. Let me see. And you've settled in. Just as you're settling in and doing that, there is an official who comes by. Let me see if I can find a picture.
An official. We don't like
An
officials.
official. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're in the
he
wrong
looks like
place then.
Especially,
People do that.
especially
An
Ronnie and
officious official.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ronnie
he's
and
just
Tomo,
official.
I would think. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that photo I had. Well, where was it? Photo.
Fredeo. He's an official. Does he look like the donut
Let's
cop?
see.
Ha!
No, I
Oh my
think he
gosh,
looks a little
yeah.
more trim than the donut cop.
Little more trim than the
Oh, definitely
donut
trim.
cop.
A little more trim. Yeah,
Everybody needs a donut cop in their game. That's what I've learned from you, Pierre. Donut cops are a must.
Yeah.
well, they're the majority of cops. Yeah,
Holy
this
crap.
guy looks very strange. You see that? You picking that
Yeah,
up?
he
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
shit. He looks like he just came out of the
Yeah,
cave. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the official? He looks like he needs a
Oh,
bribe, man. Like he's shady as shit.
yeah.
He looks like he might even want to buy
Yeah.
some of those drugs you got.
Is he slim?
Yeah.
No, he's sort of dressed. He's got the insignia of an apparato, but he's got those extra little trimmings on him, like the fur-lined coat, and
Oh, yeah.
And a
let me
nice big
see.
gun.
Yeah,
We're
the
all
weird
equal,
wedge-shaped
except I'm
beard.
more
Yeah.
equal.
Yeah. Oh, law level here. Very. Is it high in Araneo? Let me just go back
I
and see
think
what the
it's
Araneo
only
stats
2.
were. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Only 2. So he could show guns. Basically, 2. Worse than Texas, let's say. So yeah, he's a very eccentrically dressed
Or,
for
or not as good as Texas.
yeah, for an apparato, but he is wearing the uniform, and he looks like he's wearing a high level uniform, like he's a high level bureaucrat here. He's got the little pocket watch fob, marked in whatever they use here, standard 24-hour space time. And he's got a retinue of 3 or 4 other regular bureaucrat types, like you've seen before from the apparatoi. And
Keyboard
he
holders.
walks over and he says, "Good day."
Has been up
Good
to
So,
now.
day.
and I'm sorry, before I go into that, I have to retcon and ask Jen if
Yeah.
Astria plans to do anything here in this space station on Araneo.
Not really. I can't think of anything at the moment. She's got her equipment
Okay.
and stuff, so it's not much about it.
Sorry, I was supposed to be polite and check in with everybody.
Sorry.
Okay, so this guy bellows this.
Yes, good day.
He says good
Bonin,
day, and,
tag on
and you can
yourself.
understand that. Yeah, you know that much in Verdulan. And he says, uh, you are frontiers people, which means the foreign
Mm-hmm.
guys.
See,
Yes, we are. We work for
Your
so and
your
so.
your
We're trans.
yeah, your captain is registered as Capitan Wilson Del Watt, and he really fouls up the pronunciation.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. That's correct.
So,
Where is your captain?
I believe he's out running errands right now, sir. Very polite. I'm very polite and very mannerly with him.
Okay, yeah, you've been here a few hours, so that did give the captain. Well, the captain had time to trade, and then he had time to slip out. He says, "Well, who may I ask is next in command?"
That would be me. I'm the first officer and the pilot.
Okay, and yeah, he holds up a clipboard. Now, I think somehow he does have your character names, and he likes trying to pronounce your name. It says Unua Officiero Brogan Riley. You are Brogan Riley?
Brogan O'Reilly, sir. Yes, that's correct. That's me.
Brogan Riley. Very well. I speak to you. Uh, now
Okay.
you you filed
Would you like
a
a
flight
drink? I offer him
plan.
a drink. Would you like a drink?
A drink? Okay.
A little scotch, a little, I pulled out some of the good shit we got on the shelf. Some of the stuff maybe that
Okay.
Ronnie stashed up there that he's gonna be pissed we took some of it, but too bad.
Maybe you
'Cause,
can offer
yeah.
him a Coke since you now have two kinds of Coke.
No, Coke. We're giving him some booze, man. Some strong
Okay.
shit.
Yeah.
We're breaking ice, making them comfortable.
So
Hell, yeah.
only the liquid Coke, not the
Yeah,
solid
we're not
Coke.
giving him no soda
Okay.
pop. We're giving him
No
booze.
solids.
Yeah.
You're not offering him
We're
a line.
a little bit of ice, or you want it on the rocks, or just straight, sir? This is good. And I pour a half a cup for me. Ice or on the rocks or straight? I ask him. I have
Okay,
mine
no,
straight. Just
let's back up because he's a civil servant. He couldn't appear to drink during work. He's basically saying he can't drink
so that
on
he would
duty. So
decline.
you got to back up. He'll have to decline about that. He'll back up on that because he's on duty and he's
Oh, I'm
holding.
sorry. This is really good, and in my culture, when we meet people that we want to be respectful to, we like to share our good beverages, our good spirits, sir. But I understand. I pack it up real gently, and I'm trying to butter him up.
Okay.
I'm trying to be polite as hell because I know he's an official, and I put the booze away. A little soda would be fine, man. A Coca-Cola or Sprite or something like that. No alcohol. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
So I'm offering him a non-alcohol beverage now.
You
Is
might
he?
not even have the equivalent of these things here in the Verdulan Federation, but he will try
Man, I
your
got a little
fizzy
bit.
drink.
I stashed. We got some Jolt from the good '80s back on Terra. Yeah,
Cool.
Jolt,
Good
Jolt
stuff.
Cola. Anyway, no. All right, fine. Well, so anyway, go on, Pierre. I'll quit messing with you. Leave it alone. Tell
Okay.
me what he says.
Well, he says you came from planet Fentara and you crossed into the Verdulan Federation section. You are carrying a cargo to the planet Fredeo. So is that not the robot?
Yes, it's all legitimate, but first we're stopping as planned at the main place, and we're coordinating that right now, and then we have to drop this cargo off, and then we will be buying or purchasing cargo or waiting for command to make another move, sir. That is correct. Because that's all legitimate in the record, so we can't deny it. So I would say, yeah, this is what we're doing,
Yes,
right?
we have a record of what you are doing. There was no record of coming to Araneo, though. You did not file that, or your captain. I would speak with your captain
No,
about
we
this.
didn't. But the reason why we needed some more supplies, and we also had some, we did some speculating, and we had a cargo to sell that we thought we could sell here. So we needed a little bit of a break before we went directly there, and we have enough in our time frame to do that because we're trying to trade and help the Verdulan Federation move goods since they're open to trade now in this new era of time and
Space.
camaraderie. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we in the Apparato, I want to help you do that on behalf of the Merchant Guild. We are in the service
Exactly.
to smooth all relations as intermediaries, but we wonder at your change in flight plan, and you perhaps I come here to warn you that this is perhaps not the best place to come to. Attitudes change from planet to planet. We try to maintain an even front in the Federation, but the trouble is that some people are not always in favor of the foreigner trade, and
Hmm.
what is worse, you are in a mining stronghold of the Philibor commune, and they
Uh-huh.
do not like the fact that the robots on Fredeo became independent. They thought perhaps eventually they would reopen the ironworks there, but now the Fredeans have it. So that is a loss of
Well,
facilities.
we are hoping that we can just do our business and keep on traveling and get another cargo and keep moving it or see what our company wants us to do. I know there's a lot of hard politics and hard feelings over all these things from the different sides and the different factions and organizations here in your federation. And we really want to try our best to stay out of all of that and just do the business and stick with the code of the trade guild, which would be
Yes,
just to keep on keeping on. So,
yes,
yes,
yes.
sir,
Well,
I'm very aware of that. And we don't want any part or any conflict with any of the sides. Stop, drop, and go is our plan.
yes, yes. Well, I should give him a name. He introduced himself. He got some sort of Verdulan name. Um,
Bruno.
but yeah, his name is actually, I'm going to give him something maybe that's Russian derived. He's going to be Theodoro Ramzovo. That's his name.
Okay. What'd you say, Theodoro? Let me look at it.
Theodoro
Pharaoh.
Kramzovo.
Theodoro. I would stick out my hand to shake his hand. And absolute honor, sir. If there's
Every
anything,
every consonant is pronounced Theodoro Kramzovo. And
yeah.
actually, the closest you might come to that is the Brothers Karamazov, which was a Russian novel
Hmm.
by Tolstoy, I think. Anyway, that's his name, and he says he will probably come back later to or maybe just send a flash signal to talk to the captain later and make sure. And he says we are here to support the merchants, and the merchants support your trade, but you have to watch yourself. We have posted extra guards in and near this docking bay. We want to make sure that um, Fair Labor behaves. So you may notice extra security, which is for your protection, but you have the free run of the station as anybody else. All your papers are very good and in order.
Is there any like maybe passwords or codes or something that we can give them saying that we are in common good with you, sir? I say ask him. You know, like we could say that that we're on the same page with you, that we're not here for conflict. That so they'll know
Foreigners always check in with the apparatoi, and that is the measure of trust. If you do not check in with the authorities here, you're a bandit. That's obvious. Uh, but you have checked in. I'm just worried about leakages within our organization. No one should find out no one should really have to find out the destination of your cargo. But you'll file a routine flight plan with some with a central a central navigation tower. What is it? Flight control or space flight control, whatever they call it here. And he says, I'm worried that the word may leak out about your destination, and I don't want it to come into the hands of Fair Labor. So we've posted some extra security that you should be aware of, but we have no particular suspicion of anything going on. So you have the free run of the station.
In other words, get out of here
Thank
fast.
you very much. We appreciate that, and we appreciate your service. And it's an honor to be here. in the
All right.
Verdulan Federation.
Okay, so Feodoro
I'm
and his
kissing
furs
ass a
wheel
little. I'm
around.
being polite and kissing ass.
Right
Yeah,
on.
little
Okay.
schmoozing.
Doesn't the guy do
Just
My
a
nose right
little.
up in there, like it's a manager who's going to give me a promotion.
Oh,
Put my brown nose
Okay.
on.
I bring a clean
Feodoro
rag
and
up
his
from
furs
the.
wheel around, and he departs with his retinue.
I'll
Crevice
bring you a
City,
clean
Steve.
rag there, Brogan. So you rub that stuff
Brown
off your nose.
crevices.
Ah,
Mm.
you guys are fun.
Brown Crevice City.
Oh, no!
Oh
No,
no!
no, no!
Don't start that again.
No!
Oh, all right, all right, all right. I just like to get Steve going. I gotta get him
Yeah.
going. All right, okay, sounds good. So the conversation goes good then. He's cool. Everything's good
Yeah,
here.
he
All
greets
right.
you as he should, sort of like almost like a public function. He was not at all threatening, a very eccentric sort, but he's been on an airless world for years.
He's gonna kill us later.
In our sleep.
He
Nah, he's
would
gonna
be
do his good.
bad too. Well, you also remember we're supposed to go where he says we're supposed to go, and we're not going there. So we could be considered bandits. So I'm thinking when Justin gets back, we got to talk about this. I think we should still stick to the plan, but we should try to make it look like we misjumped. Oh shit, we misjumped a little. So we're just gonna go to our destination and zoom right
Yeah.
down there and take care of this right away.
Here,
Because
here's
if
an
we
here's
don't,
an astro
yeah.
here's an astrogation fact for you. Calcaneo, the agricultural world, occupies an orbit, at a distance similar to Earth's orbit from the sun, what I call the third orbit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the gas giant where Fredeo orbits is in the fifth orbit, so it occupies pretty much the position of Jupiter. As an
Yeah.
astrogator, you can punch in some queries and punch in a date,
I,
and you'll find out that Fredeo is currently.
I was off by a half a billion miles. Oh, kilometers or whatever. A few, 4 or 5 AU. Oops, sorry. No big deal.
Oh, let's say that Fredeo is currently a nice even 300 million kilometers from Calcaneo, which is kind of similar to when Earth and Jupiter are on pretty much the same side of the solar system.
Mm-hmm.
If Earth moves away, then you have to add an extra uh, maybe 200 million kilometers, 250 million kilometers, whatever it is left. For when Earth is opposite to Jupiter, the distance is 500 million kilometers. So that's the sort of scale you're talking about. And remember, you have jump 2, but you only have maneuver drive 1, which is 1G. So plug that in. You can plug that into the. You remember I put down 2
Oh, yeah.
utilities, and
I
I
thought we had a
renamed the
2G. I thought we had jump 2 and 2G. We only have 1G.
free
That
trader
kind of.
has the free trader has 2G, but the far trader has 1G. I looked it
That
up.
don't make sense. Huh.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you
okay.
plug
That
in
means we're slow, dude. We don't want to fight shit because we're slow.
yeah. Now, if you pretend to misjump, that would be reasonable because Fredeo is that far away from Calcaneo. It's a reasonable sounding misjump distance. But it looks suspicious if you would jump really conveniently close to Fredeo. Now,
Well, we might.
in the handouts, I was going to say in the handouts. Sorry, my voice may be on delay or delay with respect to you. I'm not really interrupting. Um,
No, I know
if
you're
you
fine. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting.
Okay, if you look at the utilities in the handouts, there's a section about travel utilities, and there was one which was a website for travel time indicator,
Mm.
interplanetary travel time indicator. Since you named the ship Steppenwolf, I renamed this travel time calculator. How long will it take?
How long?
How long? And
These are getting bad.
any one of you can use it. In fact, you can all use it at the same time. If you jump over there and you plug in 1G and 300 million kilometers, that'll tell you how long it takes to accelerate, decelerate between those points. And I'd like everybody to try out that calculation and
Where is this?
tell me what you get.
3
In the
million. You say
handouts,
3 million or 30
Handouts.
million?
300
300
Travel
million.
million.
utilities.
300.
Under handouts, at the top of the
Oh,
handouts
Okay.
I see
folder,
it
there's
now.
Takes
travel
us
utilities.
4.01 days, according to the thing.
Travel utility.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You have a very slow jump drive, which
Maneuver
only
drive.
churns as much as 1G. Oh, sorry, not the jump drive, but a slow maneuver drive. It's 1G. Your jump is 2G, but your jump is 2, but your
Wouldn't
maneuver drive is 1G. I shouldn't mix
wouldn't you
them
be
up there.
jumping roughly halfway between them? So wouldn't it be only 150 million?
That's possible. You remember the other handout I showed about the so-called I don't know if I mentioned it. No, I didn't mention it in the recording
2.84
before,
days.
but under orbit tables, I talked about my concept of the Van Halen limit. If you accelerate, decelerate for 7 days at 1G, you cover 914 million kilometers. But if you have to go much further than that, then it's longer than 7 days. So to get somewhere else in only 7 days, you might as well jump. That's why I call it the Van
30,
Halen limit.
30 million kilometers takes travel time in days, 1.27 days.
No,
Yeah,
I
no, it
said
was
300
300.
million.
But if you cut it in half, we're halfway between their planet and the planet we want to go to, 150 million.
4.01 days. 4.01 days. 300
That's it.
million.
Okay, that's what I'm drawing
4.01
your
days.
attention to.
300.
Well, we're
So
4 days off.
currently,
We're going to cut 4 days off. So that would mean if there's nobody over there, that would mean all the problems 4 days away. So,
yeah.
sorry, we missed jump. So we're just going to go drop off our cargo now. Bye. Click, click.
Yeah, to reiterate, all the astrogation travel guides say people have to jump for Calcaneo first, just because there's nothing sinister. Ferdeo is not top secret. They're just not. They just don't really have the facilities to accommodate human beings,
And this is
or at
from
least not now.
Cyborg Grahams. Good old Frank Sicardi. Cool.
So do
Just leak a bit of radiation and say out of the back of the ship, and just say, "Yeah, we've got an emergency. We're going to the first port of call right there."
Yeah.
Okay, well that's something to discuss whenever the captain comes back. Now, since the party is split, I will focus over to Captain Wilson Derwatt. And what does Captain Wilson want to do? What does he want to shop
Okay.
for exactly? I wasn't too
I
clear
want to
on your
shop.
See while
concept.
that's happening.
So life support's easy. So let's buy life support first. We'll buy a month for the ship, and then we'll buy a month to give the robots.
Hell.
Okay,
What's
1
that?
month is one maintenance period. So how much is that again? I think we did this before.
We did do this before. Where is it?
A month on 8 people.
1 month for a crew of 8.
16, isn't it? 16,000? No, that's 2 weeks. 32,000. Because you normally buy them in 2-week periods. One for the jump and one to get there and back again.
Yeah, but the maintenance period in Mongoose Second Edition, it's a maintenance period of 1 month.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
let me go to where it says life support. Yeah,
I
okay, I'm
thought
going to
it
look
was
it up again.
2,000 per stateroom. I suppose we don't need to buy that much for the robots. We're only giving them like a sample.
We don't
If
need
you
to
want to
give
buy
the
whole,
robot shit. We just need to drop this shit off and keep
We need to
making
give
money,
the robots
Kathy.
shit. We gotta make friends with the robots.
We just make some money, Cappy. Keep on flying. That's the goal.
Have you thought of investing into cyber porn? They might be friendly then.
Cyber porn. Oh yeah. Do they have organs? Does that stuff
The
work?
robots,
Who
you know, they're
knows?
actually
They might give you
born.
a feel in the middle of
WD-40.
your
I don't know if I want to
central
find out.
PCU.
WD-40. Oh yikes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa.
comfortable.
what are you talking
Oh
about?
man.
Robot porn? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Who
Robot
We
Of
don't
knows?
porn.
want to
course,
get into
Futurama
it
have that
here.
covered.
Let's skip this conversation and go back to price
Well,
of life support.
everybody decides what's fun for themselves, but we're talking about things like that. There we
It's
go.
a joke. Robots
In
don't do nothing. They're
We don't know. These
in
are the
Discord chat.
first sentient robots we've ever met. We don't know what they do.
oh.
They could be. They could
Well,
actually be playing dumb and actually, it's all Kalon territory from here on out.
Maybe they're building organs, I'm trying to make it happen. We want to do that stuff. The more
attachments.
bolts here, I'm making
Yeah.
mine bigger than yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man!
dear.
All right,
Anyway,
all right.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. So just a quick focus on Wilson and what he wants to buy. He buys a month of life support. I'm saying that the maintenance period is a month. So if it's 2,000 per stateroom, that's just 2,000 per person. So 2,000
Yeah.
for
So
whatever it
you
is,
put
4.3
16,000.
weeks. That's a good deal.
yeah.
So 2 times 8, 16,000. Okay, is that out of the ship funds or the because you make back the ship funds from a trade. You pay that out of the ship
Yeah.
funds properly, out of ship funds. So then 84,000 remains. So mark that on the sheet of the Steppenwolf. 16,000, but now your life support is extended by an extra month from whatever it was.
Now, we need that
And on the
extra life
sheet,
support. Yeah.
yeah, and figure out what that is on the Steppenwolf sheet. Now, is there someone who would like to act as the main accountant of the Steppenwolf sheet? I guess that would be
I might as well because
Justin is the chief trader.
I'm the trader.
Yeah,
So we
most of
bought
the time.
16, so that's 84, and then I'll bump this up to 3 maintenance periods. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you
I'll
have
save that.
okay, so you have 3 maintenance periods now.
And then we have 23 tons of cargo left. So what was I looking at? I wrote it down. Common consumables, furniture, which it isn't listed in the types of trade goods. Weapons, medical supplies. All good gifts for robots.
Well, the middle one's the best. Weapons.
Furniture?
No, guns and weapons. Blades, just from the last three, furniture, weapons, and medical. The first
I
and
think the
last one would be just
robots
a
never have to
curiosity
sit
to them.
down either.
Yeah, just a
We
curiosity.
can teach them to be lazy.
Oh yeah,
We go like,
great
oh,
human
here's a nice
values.
chair. You can sit in there and be lazy.
They probably could sit in that position and lock their engines and not worry about having a chair.
Yeah.
Lock their joints anyway.
I'm thinking of that scene where engineer Scotty teaches an android to drink. So he whips out old aged whiskey and whatever that scene was, trying to corrupt the androids. These are more pure robots. They don't have any
They wouldn't
living
have any.
tissue.
Yeah, they wouldn't have any
Oh,
ability to imbibe it anyway. I reckon
okay. So
oil would be their best gift.
No, we gotta teach them human culture.
Well, you just parallel it. You guys need oil, we need water. It all lubricates the system.
yeah,
But I
of
don't
course,
know
star
much
star
about that.
systems
You
are.
should ask the doctor.
All right, doctor.
Yeah. You should ask the doctor what she thinks the robots might need.
All right, doctor. What do the robots need?
Well, I'm not a cyberneticist.
I don't think
Well,
any
I
of you
gotta
are.
buy something. I have all this
Yeah,
money. We
well,
need
she's
gifts for the
flashing.
robots.
How about a
She's
care
flashing the
gift?
question.
A little basket
It's an
full of little
occasional
lovelies.
answer. I'm not a
A,
cyberneticist.
bo- a bouquet of flowers.
Well, I deal in flesh, not mechanics.
What type of doctor are you?
I'm a
The
human
Anyway,
good
doctor.
kind.
You guys are
The good
talking
kind.
about machines.
anyways, Pierre. So I listed in roll 20. Do I find any of those things?
Oops. Let me go back to the chat. Roll 20.
I can.
Maybe it's
So the
time for me
first
to
one we
bring out.
got.
Okay, you have extra life support. Common consumables for the robots. I don't get the connection here. I don't
We
get
got
it
to
all
teach
at
them the
all.
way of human beings. So
Uh-huh.
we're looking for basic food stuff, water.
Uh, well, information. What might be interesting for them is, where there's children's science shows or shows about history and geography for children, because if their education stat is low, they can go to school on human knowledge. But you're kind of guessing here. They probably have whatever facilities existed at the Furlabor commune before
Get
the
them
robots became
children books.
sentient. Well, they have to be informative in nature, not just see spot run. The point is to
That's
give
my
them
favorite.
information.
Maybe give them some stuff that gives them a history
Yeah.
of the local area and the civilizations, their
Yeah,
interactions.
be careful what you give them. Things could be misinterpreted. They might really think there is green eggs with ham, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. They could be very literal thinkers right now.
They could
Man,
take it literally. But information might be welcome. You just don't know, though, because, of course, with the time it takes to jump, you don't know the current conditions. But it has been 12 years, and from the reports they spent their early time, trying to justify their independence, and they won.
we have no idea what we're walking into, bros.
Yeah.
None. You said it's been 12
Well,
years?
12 years
Oh,
since the event which caused them to be sentient.
oh, okay.
Furlabor cleared out and was away. Furlabor got mad and said they wanted to recoup or reclaim the facilities. It was inconvenient for them that their robot force, was sentient. The robots are fairly humanoid, as I showed,
Yeah.
except there's other models that might not be so human shaped.
Mm.
Like the
So you
central
don't know
processing
much more
unit.
about it, except the popular news reports about what happened.
Mhm.
How about just a promise we'll help them later on, Captain?
Well, that could
Help
help.
them later on.
Yeah, with educational stuff. Find out what they need first, and then
Yeah,
give them the gift of
and
goodwill.
you can pretty much buy all of the things on the list. Weapons are also possible because of the low law level here. And there are energy weapons and things needed anyway, or adapted energy weapons. You know how they often will adapt a mining laser into some sort of clumsy
Mm-hmm.
looking rifle? The Belters always do that.
Oh, let's do that, but the other way around.
What's the other way around?
Turn rifles into mining
Give
lasers.
them good rifles.
Well,
You don't
see,
want to
the
know.
problem here, Captain, is if you give them any technology, they're already at an E, I believe. But if you give them anything, they could
No,
actually reverse engineer it.
Araneo is not so good, as I pointed
No,
out.
not Aranea, the other place for Frodeo.
Yeah, RNA is not
But
so
you got to
good. We're
Yeah,
not
remember,
going to find
Renee.
energy
any high
weapons here.
tech thing they can possibly reverse engineer it, which might put them or us in a worse position. Just saying.
Yeah, but
Well,
they need the supplies.
they must already have
That's
weapons,
what the
otherwise
cargoes
they
are
wouldn't know how
for.
to defend
This is
themselves
why I was
against
looking
being
at
taken up.
common consumer rules and stuff like furniture. This is not stuff that, well, maybe they could replicate furniture, but they can't just replicate living things. They need a supply of that for the next group of humans that come in.
Yeah, we have like
Sorry, I just
seeds
see a
and such.
planet
They
full
can
of
start a
deck
greenhouse.
chairs.
You know what we need? We need some freaking electronic psychedelics, man. Get them
Yeah.
all happy.
It's
Yeah,
not
Maybe
gonna work.
maybe Tomo could stay and teach them stewardship. That would really sour human robot relationships for
How
centuries.
about
Yeah.
some Zen programs, where they can
yeah.
meditate and be one with the universe?
Ronnie could
Something a
work
little
on
fun.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, there's
I'll put
already
my
a
hand up to
robot
lead
program
the
to do that.
ritual.
Yeah, I want. There's already a
Is
robot
T
program that
shopping
does
with
that.
me?
I'm out there getting my curios, so I can be there with you if you want.
Fantastic. So what's your ideas, Steve? We're buying stuff for the robots. Because these
Well,
are
we
the five things I came up with.
well, the idea you want to buy stuff to what in practical have them look at us favorably to educate them on human needs. What is it you actually want?
I was hoping to cross our connections and keep them safe from the
Okay, so I'd take
the company that's after them.
anything that could be weaponized off your list. Just saying, just in case.
I was thinking we should hopefully by making this deal, we're friends with them, and they don't immediately turn around and kill us.
Yeah,
we
but
don't
do you
know
know how
that.
robot logic
But we don't
It'd
know
works?
be
that.
nice.
I don't think they will. I think we're overthinking the
No,
situation. I'd just say give them the gift of goodwill. They'll remember that.
Yeah.
And then if our
Give them
talks
some cool
go
stuff.
well, we can say, is there anything that we can provide for you should we come back this way? And then you start developing your relationship. To me, it sounds like you're trying to give them a whole lot of blankets to Red Indians, and we all know, if there
Hmm.
happens to be any smallpox amongst those blankets, ooh, the Red Indians go down in population.
I agree. Looks like you're bribing them too if you just go with
Yeah,
a bunch of stuff.
yeah. Just
Yeah,
go
exactly.
there with
That's
an offer
exactly
of
what I want to
goodwill.
do. I want to bribe them with a bunch
No,
of
no.
stuff
Yeah.
to get a bunch of
No,
stuff.
Sounds
we're
good.
not going in like that.
We
Just
gotta bribe the
Just-
Indians.
No, we
no.
This
don't.
is their land. We need to figure out how to use their land against them so we get all the money.
Oh,
It's
Well, okay.
colonization.
Now I can understand that is exactly what Wilson would do. And that's when Cersei says, Ciceri says, "Well, I must go back now. I have collected what I need. Goodbye."
We need blankets.
collected. What do you mean? What is it you collected?
My little curio, my piece of rock
Oh,
from the
okay,
from the
Hey, that's
planet.
the money idea.
okay. You're collecting a bit of every
Yep,
planet
every
you
planet I go to,
visited. Okay,
I'm
is
trying to
there?
capture its spirit.
Oh, okay. So, because of animism, you think you're catching a spirit of every
A
planet,
sense of spirit
and
from each planet. Yes, I've
and
taken
and
an
what
item
will
from it.
that do for you?
It fulfills my religious beliefs.
Okay, like if I store little bits of rock of each planet, like if I have 12 of them and I store them in an egg carton, what happens next? I don't understand.
It
You
gives
don't
you a
have to.
plus
You
one
don't
to
follow my
astrogation.
religion. No one has to
Okay,
understand my religion. Just me.
Yeah.
Just me.
Nothing
okay.
happens.
Well, if you
It's
want to
fine.
if you want to open up a separate spiritual training category, that could be interesting.
Never thought of that. I just thought I'd put something that I don't
Yeah,
see in many games, something religious. That's all. Um,
yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
anyway, I'll go
I think
back to the
roll
ship.
20. Yeah, roll
You
20
shared a
can't
little bit
calculate.
about you shared a little bit about your religion with me, though, man. I know
Yep,
you
yep.
get something and you kind of meditate on it.
Yep.
From
Yeah,
each place you're at,
So
yeah.
like
yeah,
a
You're starting
rock.
to make a big. You're starting to make a big stir among the people in the engine rooms, not necessarily the rest of the ship.
I'm not trying to make
You're the
any
big.
big stir anywhere. I'm just following
Your
my
altar was
religion.
the big hit of the engine rooms, so you never know. I actually wrote an article about a religion that spread among Belters
Yeah, cool,
over
cool.
over hundreds of years.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, continuing this here. Okay, so if Wilson comes back now, Wilson can pretty much buy anything on the list here, but are you talking about a large quantity? Are you talking about a sample, a single ton, or what?
Yeah,
What is it
probably
that you
more like
most wanted it for?
samples
Samples.
than
Okay.
large quantities.
All right. Um, my guess is that they would crave information the most, but you don't
Mm.
really know what their current needs are. They
Yeah.
they they order they produce iron, probably very basic iron forms and shapes, and then they trade it. And they this time they bought robot parts because some of them were falling apart over the years.
Yep.
So that was their current need because
The
you're
big
carrying
amount
their
of
current
money
need.
we're gonna get is from the robot parts, but I just want to
I
give them a
honestly think that
extra
just what
gift.
he said, what Pierre hinted at, a whole bunch of library data about the universe around them, and the humans and the aliens and the species would be majorly what they would be interested in as
Yeah.
intellectuals, because
Yeah,
they're
but
on their own
Wilson's
little
greedier
island.
than that.
Mm.
Wilson wants to
Oh,
give
you can
them
put it
junk
in a
and get
nice little
expensive
gold
stuff.
binder and sell them programs. We could duplicate, like people that rip off music. You know what I mean? Hey, this CD, 10.99, all the info you need. We could just like duplicate a bunch of cheap CDs and sell it to them.
And not worry about
Seriously, think about
verifying
it.
the
what?
information.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like
Is
something Ronnie
your
can do.
purpose?
Information. Want to make money, man. We want to make money. I back Wilson.
We want to
We
rip
wanna
off
make
What are
the
we
money.
doing?
robots.
If you
What are
give
we
them like
doing?
if you give them like Justin Bieber music, you'll cause a galactic incident.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't
We
want to
don't
do
want to
that.
cause a galactic incident either.
No, no,
They'll
no,
go
no,
for
no.
their brains will go 401 and just
What are people
Implode.
doing?
and
Yes,
They're
exactly.
talking about what we're going to take to the robots where we go next because Justin's trying to make peace with them. We got a cargo to deliver,
He's
but
trying to
there's
make a
some weird
profit.
politics and shit going on there, Jen. So
Yeah, but
we
do you
kind of
guys know
got
anything about these robots?
Not much.
Nope.
They
only a
don't.
little
No.
bit. We're
A little
guessing.
bit.
Why are you trying to figure out what to give them? Why don't you have a conversation with them and see what they want or
Because
need?
We can't. They're a
because
jump away right now, and we want to make
yeah,
money.
right.
So
Yes, but
yeah,
you're
we want to make
sounding like
more
a
we
bunch of
basically
idiots.
we have to
Well,
speculate because we can't go there, find out what they want, then jump out and then jump back.
you make
It's
you
Well,
make
then
money
you,
on
not going to
tonnage,
work.
but Justin's idea was just that Captain Wilson wants to bring small samples of things and show them that and see what might be well received. So it's a
yeah.
good idea
that
to buy small
that
amounts of
sounds
things. The credits
okay.
expense would be
Well, that
negligible.
sounds plausible, but all these other conversations sound ridiculous.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking about giving them some gifts as greeting friendly kind of thing.
Why don't you just
Something
work on the
nice that
sample?
might be useful.
Yeah, but you don't know what's nice and you don't know what's useful. Why don't you work on the little samples so that when you
We can
go to
reason about
them,
it.
they have a choice?
One thing that they lack is that their planet is an icy, cold wasteland, and there's really no life support available there. Which they could
Yeah.
probably use something that they could grow to provide life support for human visitors,
Do they want life support
so
for
that
human visitors?
people would visit more often. They're not hostile to humans. They want to learn about the universe, and that means
Hmm.
getting humans and visiting. Most humans are avoiding it because there's no life support or anything on there.
We don't
Go
know if
there
they're
and you
And
not
need to
hostile
bring
to humans. We
supplies
don't know
to
that
and
for
that.
sure.
exactly that is
We
exactly my
know they are
point.
curious and they are curious and they want to learn and they want
That
more
is all
contact with
fine
the
and
outside
that's
world.
all fine
That's
and well. But do
pretty
you
much
really know that they want life support for humans? Do you really know that they want
that
to
is a
populate
that is a
the world
prerequisite.
with humans?
That is a logical prerequisite for what they want
For a
to
human, maybe.
accomplish. If you want,
Maybe that's logical for a human.
because humans need life support, and they understand that humans need life support. So, if you want to host humans and have them come visit you, so that you can learn about them, trade with them, and improve your society, you need to be able to support them as a host, which means you need
Mhm.
to generate life support for them. That's purely
That's
logical.
understandable. It's
Any robot can
logical.
figure that out.
And that's
Yes.
true, but that's if that's what they want. If they do not want to host a bunch of humans, because possibly humans do have a tendency of being violent and taking over other races and cultures,
Hi.
They
it's possible that they may not even want
they've
humans to visit them.
No,
they've successfully
humans
fended
are
off
always nice.
the Third World War commune. Yeah,
Humans are always
they
nice.
are friendly. They are friendly, and they have successfully fended off attacks from the Third World War commune. They're not too worried about an occasional ship full of visitors dropping down and
Yes,
taking
but
over
if
the
you
planet. They can
yes, but
very
if you
well.
offer yes, but if you offer too much life support, then you're going to have a lot more humans visiting their planet and a lot more possibility of humans
That
revolting against them
why
and a
would
lot more humans
why
being
would
their
they?
natural self and becoming
What
violent and trying to take
what the
over.
hell are you talking about? I'm
Hmm.
talking about a
Possibilities.
greenhouse that can support a handful of human visitors who at a time, not suddenly setting up a whole human town with human farming in order to support millions of humans that will take over
I'm
the
not talking
Don't
about that
planet.
give
either.
Wilson ideas.
I'm
I,
not
I
talking
like
about
this
that
Ronnie
either.
guy. He never did anything wrong. I don't know why he went to prison.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I did things that were wrong, but I didn't go to prison for any of the things they did wrong.
Let's
That
just
way
get in the
stuff.
ship and
Well, you
go,
just
folks.
weren't caught yet, probably.
Get in the ship and go. Let's
Exactly.
go. Let's get her done.
Okay. Okay, so First Officer Brogan says you pretty much have to go and see what they want and talk to them. And so
Mhm.
Jerry, you don't. Jerry Brogan doesn't hold so much to Wilson's idea of giving them samples of things and seeing what is well
No,
received. You're just saying,
I think information. I told Steve information, and we
Mm.
could put it in on discs and sell him each of the discs like a encyclopedia salesman. Oh, this that's what I would think, but I don't want to putz around with this bullshit. Brogan really wants to just go do what we're supposed to do, get in and get out.
yeah. Well, that's true. You spent an extra week of jump. You spent an extra week and some extra days getting to Araneo instead of directly to Calcaneo. You did make some profit. The month is about to
Not
come up.
much.
You'll probably get your salaries while in jump to Calcaneo. So I'll have to figure that out too. Make sure to count that amount of cash. I think you're well off salary wise given your contract and your bonuses and things. Um, but
Yeah.
anyway, okay. So you prepare for jump now.
Well,
Let me
I still
see
want to
now.
buy stuff. I don't care what
Okay,
Jerry said. Let's buy
okay,
like
Give
2
him a box
tons
of
of
chocolates.
each of the things, and we'll see how much they cost, and we'll see if the robots are interested in that.
okay. If
Worst
they
case
have,
scenario. Worst case
In
scenario,
worst
we could
case
sell that
scenario,
shit
we
somewhere
sell it
else.
somewhere else. The
Yeah.
robots
are
don't want
Go
it,
you?
we
ahead,
sell
And
it
you're
buy it
somewhere
then.
else.
Yeah.
Let's
okay. So
go
you're
though.
buying
Let's
them
get going.
and offering to give these for free if the robots will accept each item. That's your idea.
Well, or maybe we'll trade. We'll see when we how we
Okay,
get along with the robots.
okay, okay. So 2 tons of common consumables, 2 tons of furniture, which is the standard. Is there? Are you talking about office furniture or living furniture? I guess beds and chairs. You
Kind
said
of
beds.
both. Yeah, I definitely want
Uh-huh.
some beds, and yeah, maybe some office furniture too. Maybe some cool lamps. I don't know.
Okay. 2 tons of weapons. That's a lot. That might attract the
Yeah,
attention
that
of the
might be
apparatoi.
more difficult to get to.
Yeah, you're got a low law level here, but if the apparatoi get wind of it, say, why are you loading weapons? Or if they see that, I don't know, load
Yeah.
dock crew might talk. Do you want to buy weapons?
I would probably
Mm,
ask help from Tomo, and I would trust Ved. I think Ved has Streetwise.
I
if
think
you're
Ved
gonna,
is
I think they already have plenty of weapons.
You think
They've
so?
fought off the Fertile War coming and attacking them on more than one, apparently. So I think they're
Yeah,
good
but
for
they might
weapons.
want to see what human weapons are like. We don't know what their weapons are like.
Could be. I imagine they captured a lot of Fertile War weapons when they killed the guys that came there,
oh, there wasn't any
mines
killing.
away.
As I said,
But they
Oh,
might.
Virgil has Streetwise, not Ved.
Oh,
there
okay.
was no killing.
If you want
No
Streetwise,
killing.
Ronnie can help. I am really good at it. Hmm.
Okay,
Okay, I
okay.
was under the
So
impression that there was some fighting. But,
you have life
Yeah,
support. Did you buy fuel here at
I
Araneo
believe
yet?
we already did. It
You
said in
had?
the
Okay, so fuel was
session
bought.
log, I
Yeah, because I
believe.
did notice some funds were subtracted for something like 6,500 credits of funds. It must have been a fuel load in there
Yeah.
and other stuff. Okay, so you are fueled up. You are able to jump on to Calcaneo. I'm just trying to think of any other stuff, and I've kind of GM rolled that there's always the risk of leaks. If somebody from Furlabor might get wind that you have a cargo for Frideo,
Yep.
go to Calcaneo. It's a fairly populous agricultural world, but if they got wind of your destination, you have to file a flight plan with some control tower types, but all that is not really distributed
We're totally
publicly.
gonna lie to them and say we're
Uh,
going to the main world when we're not.
Your flight plan is not public unless you specifically want to take on passengers,
That's why I
and you
avoided
don't.
passengers.
Okay, your your uh,
right on.
your number of staterooms is low anyway. Okay, so you're ready. On the day, what this would at
So,
least take a full day.
Pierre, did we get 2 tons of that sort of stuff? Or do I have
Weapons?
to make like a streetwise roll or something?
Whoever's good at Streetwise, I think that would involve Ronnie, maybe Ved. Let me go back to the
Mhm.
skill grid. That's why I
Sure,
put
I
down the
trust
skill
this
grid.
Ronnie guy. He's not up to anything suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. The trouble is Ronnie
Well,
has a
I'm
strength that
careful anyway.
we went through this before. Ronnie has the strength of what again? What now? Can you tell me that's
Oh,
strength again?
like 3.
3, okay.
Newborn
The
Strength
baby.
of
captain's here.
3.
Whoa.
I'm the muscle.
Okay, so this time bring a dolly cart or something, one of
Ronnie
those
has
push
one
carts.
muscle.
Bring a push cart for whatever it is you're buying. If it's larger, if it's heavier than a bouquet
Yeah.
of flowers, bring a push cart. That's the general rule. And
Yeah. I can carry
streetwise,
up to 9 kilos, I guess.
yeah, streetwise, that's okay. Yeah, mainly it's Ronnie. So you go off into the shelter world. Oh, the remember the Araneo architecture and the old area, it's large spheres connected by cylinders, which are the passageways. And the cylinders don't just fan out in all directions; they go up and down as well with little slide walks. So it kind of creates a 3D sort of atmosphere. You basically need a 3D multi-level map, like some kind of Dadaist shopping mall, basically. But you're going along. You're trying to read a map to go to a particular section of town, and you do see a section of town under a sphere. There are some buildings. The buildings are under gravity, um, and you're sort of walking around streets. So it's almost like a dimly lit. These are very drab, grubby-looking gray concrete buildings in one of the sphere domes, and it's got street lamps. So it's starting to be. And the 2 a.m. The 2 a.m. rain mist program has come on. And it's raining, so you're basically now in the 1940s movie.
Yeah.
So you hike up your hike up your overcoat, and uh, you keep your fedora on, and you're going around here in this place. And you see two people who are also in overcoats, just talking. And how do you open up about what you want or who you are? Look at you, disinterested.
Captain.
What do you say, Ronnie?
Oh, yeah.
Are you alone?
Oh,
Did you
I will.
bring somebody else?
I thought the captain's coming with us.
Yeah, I'm here.
All
You
right.
sure this is
Me and
safe?
the captain. All right. I've
I
got
got my
my.
cutlass and my pistol.
Yep. All right. Yeah. I will. Ronnie will touch his forehead and light up his forehead tattoo, which glows a little bit, and he'll walk up and talk to these guys and ask them, hey, if I
Okay.
was looking to buy something, who would know where to get, you know.
Can you each tell me your social standing again? I know it's on the sheet somewhere.
Oh, hang on.
I'm C. My social
C.
standing C.
Okay, you stick out around here.
Yeah, I do.
Hang
Your
on. Where'd my sheet
demeanor,
go?
your walk, everything about you says,
My shiny
high
cutlass.
class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
Yeah,
carry your shiny
Ronnie is
cutlass?
5.
5. Okay.
Yeah, Ronnie fits in on the
Yeah. See, that's
underbelly.
what I'm worried about. Wilson.
It's also a
Wilson,
5 at a
he.
Yeah.
-1 DM.
Yeah.
Well, it's a low social standing is
Ronnie's
actually
just like,
good
yeah,
in
don't
this
worry about
case.
him. He's with me. Yeah.
Okay, so you're sort of doing that angle, and is it just Ronnie and Wilson in this expedition?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
Unless
let's
somebody
go
I
with
mean,
you two.
No.
Tomo is some good muscle. We could bring Tomo along. You want
Yeah.
to join us Brian?
Ronnie would be
Only
happy to have
only
Tomo
if
along.
you. Yeah, I can
And
come.
Tomo.
My main
Okay.
skill is intimidation.
Hey, no killing
Yeah.
people.
Excellent choice.
We
And
just want to buy some goods for the robots. No killing people,
Yeah.
okay, Tomo?
that's always
Yeah,
the
don't worry.
A
intention.
little
I'll do it if we
he
need to, but
understands
otherwise.
that.
Yeah,
That's
he is a
always
bit
the
of an idiot,
intention.
actually.
And Tomo's social standing is 3, so he's just as socially weak as Ronnie is physically weak. I think you complement each other here. So it's
Match
Yeah.
made
you
in heaven.
complement each other. Yeah, you make up for each other's. It's
Deficiency.
complementary, meaning you make up for each other's deficiencies. That's perfect. An excellent choice to bring Tomo. Um, all level is low. You could bring any weapons you want, even some armor if you really wanted to. But it's not
I
that
think I
sort of
have
thing anyway.
a Gauss pistol. I'll bring that along.
Really? Okay.
We'll go all out.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
I'm not. I'm just gonna bring my knuckle dusters.
Okay, so you're walking around in this dome with the dark streets where they happen to actually mist water on everything for some reason, even though it's not an agricultural sphere or anything. They just wanted nightly rain just for fun. And you
Yeah.
see these two guys off by a street lamp and some buildings. Now there may not be a bar establishment or anything. You may hear a little bit of tinny music somewhere in the distance, but it's just these guys, a street lamp and some distance from a doorway, and they're talking, and they notice you warily. And there's 3 of you, and there are 2 of them. What do you do next?
I let Ronnie lead
Approach.
the way.
Ronnie leads the way. Okay.
Didn't I already come up and introduce myself to them? Yeah. I went up and introduced myself and asked them, they can direct me to someplace to.
Okay. I want you to roll your streetwise because a beginning is a delicate time.
Oh yeah. Coming up.
Got it on the sheet. Remember, your pluses will add automatically if you just hit the
Yeah,
streetwise
I
button.
don't think the button's working.
Oh, how can it not
Yeah.
work? Let me try it.
No, you're probably
Yeah.
hiding your There's probably a modifier thing hiding behind your character sheet.
Hmm.
Well, if you hit the button labeled streetwise, I can hit it, and this is what it does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's an input. Yeah, there's a pop-up about if you want to add any extra modifiers.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I got it.
So
I have my
see that?
sheet popped up
Okay.
in a separate window, and that
Yeah.
pops up in a different
Oh,
window.
that was
and,
it.
Okay.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was.
So if you
I
click
got
submit,
5 of these. Hang on.
defaults to 0, so then you can roll.
There we go.
Submit. There we go. Okay, a 9.
Nice.
Did he
Okay.
get us killed?
Now,
Low for me.
if you touch the 9, it'll tell you the breakdown. 2 plus 4 was the 2d6 roll, plus 3 overall. Is that right? Is your streetwise up to 3?
Yep. Ronnie is
Oh,
good at
okay.
this.
With everything. Oh yeah, the
Fix
plus
it.
is included. The characteristic modifiers included. Okay, great. So and in Mongoose second edition, there's something called effect. If you needed an 8, which is the most common roll, you roll 1 more than that. So if you roll exactly, that's a bare pass. If you do 1 to 5 more, then that's a regular success. Six more than you need would be a great thing, and now it's sounding exactly like GURPS. 6 more than you need is great. Okay, so that's a good roll. These people seem to relax a little bit, and I'm just going to.
Ronnie talks the talk.
And they give names, or they give a name to you in Verdulan, and one of them seems to be named Lefty or Left Louis. You think it's Lefty Louis, and the other one is called Nick the Nose.
Oh yeah, Ronnie's at home.
So these characters, Lefty Louie seems to be a bit more earthly than the other one. And there's Nick the Nose, who does have a bit of a specimen of nose.
What types of names are these, Ronnie? These aren't real names, are they? What's going on, Ronnie?
Probably not real names. Handles, when you don't really want to give your real name, like on government papers and birth certificates and other stuff that the fuzz might want. You don't give your real name on the street.
Yeah.
Ronnie can give his street name if he was called Phosphor. Was that like a street name or
Just say okay
underworld
for a
type
minute.
name?
A little bit, yeah. He was a computer crime.
Well,
Can give
Tomo will
that.
just
I don't know.
Tomo will stand behind. If the captain sits down, Tomo will just stand behind him.
Okay. Well, you're under a street light right now. You're not at a table or anything.
Oh, okay.
Not indoors. The rain, the deep imitation rain is still falling on you. It's more like mist size. They just want rain on the streets at night for some reason here.
Atmospheric, yeah.
Far up in the sky, you see the
Maybe it's a
controllers with the
well-ventilated
stupid.
water system.
You see a water system with stupid sprinklers way up on the top of the dome.
Oh, I will
Takes all
scan.
kinds.
I will just scan. Yeah, I'll just scan the area just to make sure there's no, that we're not being watched.
Okay, like scan how? You have some sort of hand scanner thing?
No, I'm going to use the Mark 1 eyeball.
Oh, right. Okay, so that's a cybernetic
head
augment
on a
that you
swivel.
have.
No, it's just my regular old human eyeball.
Oh,
Mark
okay,
1.
okay.
Do you have tactics as well, Tomo?
I think I do.
You could be able to use that, perhaps.
I do.
I don't know.
Let's remember how tactics is defined. Tactics.
Well, it's like
got the book open.
basically, is there someone? Do they have someone on Overwatch? Basically, is what I'm looking for.
You might need recon for that,
Yeah.
which Ronnie has actually.
I don't have nothing.
I don't know.
Critical
I
planning,
have
decision
stealth
making.
and deception.
Yeah. Look,
Oh, hey.
I'll just sit there and look and look, nonchalantly
Okay,
mean.
stealth might possibly help because you have to know stealth to understand when stealth is being used elsewhere. So sometimes that works. But if you have military style tactics, sure, you can make a roll for that if you press the tactics button. And okay, there's that pop up, click submit. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Look at that.
I rolled a 12. That's an
Nice.
effective 4.
Okay. Effective 4. Okay, that's very good. Effects. Let me just have a look at the. Let me just have a look at the Mongoose table. Like you remember, I copied a 4-page M screen type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything special, so it was an 8 difficulty, no particular boon or bane, and results +4. It just gives a regular success. You have to get +6 above what you roll to have an exceptional success. Then
Okay.
there's marginal success, marginal failure,
Okay.
so on.
Well,
fine.
if I
Effects
see
will
anybody
sometimes help.
watching, I'll just take note of it.
Yeah. There is somebody on a far, building brownstone rooftop, some maybe 3 buildings away from you. There is somebody up top like that looking bored, but you can't really tell if it's a lookout with a sniper gun or some just guy sitting on a lawn chair next to a barbecue. It's too far away. You can't tell.
No, I'll just keep an eye.
I do have a
Do your
small
business,
drone.
Captain.
Yes, I do have surveillance equipment.
Yeah.
I know it's for a small drone. I also have the recon skill too.
Are you there? We just have Ronnie, Wilson, and Tomo here, as far as I heard.
Well, no one
Virgil
asked me,
isn't there.
so oh,
Does Virgil want to be the man at the desk? Or in the yeah, the man behind
What
the
is
computer?
I
Virgil
will
doing?
probably, I will probably be sort of hanging back, but I am there
I'm
just in
not.
case
I'm
shit
definitely
hits the
not
fan.
there. I'm
Too
hanging out
many
with the flesh doctor.
too many
Okay, so
people
you
at a meeting like this is not a good idea.
That's why.
Yeah,
Virgil seems to have the idea of following you maybe a block or two behind.
that's
Does
cool.
that make sense?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You all
Do
have
you want me to
little
make her?
comms. I'm going to assume that's not when I'm not going to keep track of very simple things like that, especially whether we're in the cell phone age. So Virgil can be around if he wants, but not directly involved in this conversation or action. Um, but
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah.
Okay, well these two guys I'm talking about, and the third one way up on a brownstone rooftop doesn't seem to pay much attention to you guys. But the two guys right next to you, they seem to relax and they give their names, as I said, and the names really do seem to come out as nicknames. Verdulan, Lefty Louie, Nick the Nose. And they say, you interested in buying stuff? Is that what brings you here at
Buying,
night?
maybe selling. Yeah, somebody's got to have the
Uh-huh.
hookup. I'm just looking for a man who can get things done. Like,
You people are not from around here. You don't seem to pronounce the very well.
no,
We're from south of the border, down
Ah, the
Frontiersville way.
frontier. Ah, very good. Yes,
yeah,
yes. We
yeah.
see more of you people. There's more opportunity for business.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
business is good.
very good.
Like,
What business are you in particular?
uh, this and that. I need getting things for people.
Okay.
I'll
Some things.
say
I
I would say yeah. I'm looking for a small supply of weapons, blades, and small firearms. Nothing fancy.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, let me see. He nicked the nose, looks at his watch, and um, he seems to say, "Well, let me see. I think says, well, there's somebody who's still open who might be able to help you. I think I can lead you to him, but I will want a kind of uh, assurance." And then he sort of steps sideways from you, and he puts his arm behind his back, straight out, stands there.
Insurance,
No, he wants you to. He
health
wants you to. No,
insurance,
no, no,
life
no, 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 no,
insurance.
no. He wants a. I'll say this in Federation. I'll say he wants some money.
yeah, Ronnie will slip him 50 credits.
Ah,
But but he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
yet he didn't. No.
Hush, man.
Well, he takes that. He talks. He seems to mutter to himself.
consultant fee, Captain.
He mutters something like this. Let's see. You see. Oh yeah. Okay. Something like that. Ah, okay. Yes, 92 euros. Yes, very good. Okay, very good. Follow me, please. Nick the Nose and Lefty Louie guide three of you along the street. Then they look back and forth and they cut along an alley. And in the alley, there's garbage cans and the stray cat, and there's like a doorway. He knocks three times and then two times. Door opens and there's no real light bulb. It looks like it's very dimly lit by something, but he leads you down some concrete stairs. The stairs have a turn. Then there's more light. There's like another door with a light through the window. He opens that door and he proceeds into a room. It looks like a dingy room with a lot of concrete or rock dust around, and there's a bunch of tables. The tables have a lot of weapons. There's a short, greasy guy there, and there's two other guys standing around at a distance. The short, greasy guy is behind the table, seems to be inspecting the weapons, but then he looks up and he says, "Hey, my friend, what is it you want to do today?"
Hi.
You guys remember this guy, right? Is he wearing the Adidas pants and stuff and gold chains? Remember this dude, John's? Oh,
Yeah.
what was?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah, my
Well, I
friend,
don't.
my friend.
I don't think there's ethnic equivalents here, but he's certainly a Verdulan, and he always seems to greet people, or at least people who seem to have money with, "Hey, my friend,
Yeah, that's how you do, man.
welcome." He sees that you're with Lefty Louie and
I
Nick
want to
the
do business.
Nose.
All right.
You here to buy weapons? Yes, I got nice weapons from the
Yeah.
Pafilo Corporation.
Oh,
Look, you
Ronnie's
see
gonna
this?
pass
You got
another
we got
50 to Nick Nose there. Just,
really okay. Why to Nick the Nose?
yeah. Or Lefty Louie, whoever
Calculating
took the
this.
first 50,
Uh,
I'll pass him another 50.
I
Just
don't really have a
because
feel
we
for
got
your
there
money
50.
unless they convert it to euros. So, oh, sorry, it's 96 euros. 50 credits is 96 euros.
Yeah. Ronnie likes to grease the palms and
How did I make a math error like that? But anyway, that's it. Oh, and can't use, well, anyway, like that.
all right. We're gonna look at the guy's merchandise and see what
Yeah.
we can get
Borduloy
a
is
couple
how they
tons
will
of.
say frontier people. They call you Borduloy, which doesn't mean you came from a bordello. It means you're from the border. In other words, the frontier.
Right, yeah.
All right. We'll say 20,000 euro max. We'll grab stuff worth that much.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you're buying weapons in huge tonnage, ton is like
Yeah, then
13 and
it's
a
gonna
half
get
cubic
really,
meters
really
of weapons,
expensive.
which is packaging and so on. In the book, I go straight to the trading page. Yeah, I guess that's near the back of the book. Trade, trade, trade.
244.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we don't have that much money to buy a ton
Well,
of weapons.
you
Unless
can.
I
You say you
roll
want to buy
really
a
well.
fair sample of weapons.
Yep.
Quickly, let's quickly do something here and rejoin the group. He seems overly friendly, but that's because he's smelling money on you.
Oh yeah, Ronnie is used.
Weapons illegal. I don't think there's the law level is fairly low here, so it's not really a concern. But buying weapons and shipping weapons will attract too much attention.
Yeah, we just want to buy
Um,
stuff quietly.
base price of weapons, if it's illegal, is 150,000 credits. You might get quite a deal here in a place like this. But anyway, you say you want
Yeah, so,
20,000 euros worth of weapons. That's close to that's a little less than a tenth of a ton.
Yeah.
Fairly easy to carry, except for Ronnie.
That's why we got Tomo here.
So
yeah.
all right, so he says, well, what is it you want in particular? We have pistols, we have revolvers. This looks like some sort of Verdulan brand, and you probably want to look at it carefully to see that it's not an off brand that's going to malfunction a lot. It seems to be comparable stuff from the area. There might even be a few frontier weapons that have filtered in very slowly, but there's not a lot of those. It's all Verdulan makes. And you go around testing the chamber, sort of pulling chambers back, testing the action on these empty guns. And he moves on to some rifles, maybe even some automatic weapons. And you pick out a selection of weapons, all different types, and total. This is where you start to bargain with um, this guy. And what did I? Sorry, did I say what his name was? Let me see.
Honest Joe.
That one, no. The
Yeah. I
What
know
was
people
what
were
was the
getting
guy
used.
called in John's campaign?
Can't
Remember the guy
remember.
was called in
Yeah.
John's campaign? Hey,
Yeah.
my friend. That was unforgettable.
It was.
I
Oh,
forgot it. Remember? Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna call I'm gonna call my guy Georgi, but I guess it's
Georgie.
Verdulanized, so it's Georgio. Georgis, not George, but Georgio. Giorgio is a bit short, we're friendly. There's a culture which calls
Giorgio,
you
let's
my
work
friend.
out a deal.
He calls you my friend, which is the signal that he's about to fleece you, but you have a sharp negotiator as well.
Mm-mm-mm.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Are we talking about Wilson versus Giorgio, or do one of you people want to get in on this discussion very quickly?
I mean, I have the broker skill,
Go
but I'll
for two.
take any streetwise
Okay.
help I can.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I
If,
got that too.
if you're buying something like 10 or 12 weapons with the casings, do you want casings? Because that's what really makes the bulk of the tonnage when you're carrying guns. Probably want the casings if you want to sneak it into the starport somehow
Yeah,
and get it
whatever's
into your
gonna
ship.
be able to
Uh,
sneak it through.
imitation violin cases, violins, violas. You don't buy a
And he
big
just bought a whole
man
bunch
portable,
of
so you
like
won't need a cello
fiddles.
case. Uh, you're
Yeah,
music lovers. Yeah,
we're
that's what they
music
usually call the
lovers.
mafia around here. Music lovers. Okay, so you buy a selection of weapons. Maybe you'll have to get a push cart to bring them all back somewhere. Uh, uh, anyway, he cites a price, and if I'm calculating, he's talking in euros, but I'm going to talk in credits for you. And he offers a starting price. Well, these are very excellent weapons. I ask for 12,000 credits. I think you can make a roll and try to see what you can do. Now I'm sort of giving a plus
12,000, 8,000 credits for the ones we
2,000.
picked out.
Really?
8,000.
Okay. Okay, you make a roll. Let me see if I can interpret this roll in a proper way.
You'd go for half.
Uh, okay, now that's with your brokering roll. Oh, that's pretty
That's with
low.
my skills too. Yeah, that's really low.
Okay, no, the
8,000.
yeah, you found a buyer, but I think I'm talking about let's try a 3d6 roll like from the trading
Oh, okay.
purchase price. You add your broker skill. There is a purchase and a sale DM, but given the nature of this world, I'm giving you your 3D roll, add your broker skill, add +2 because of the nature of this world, but add -3 because Giorgio is also a broker and he's going to try to drive the price up just as you're driving it down. But the roll is 3D
That's
plus 2
okay.
plus
I
2
rolled better on that roll.
-3.
Wow.
Okay. Uh, what did I calculate? 3D plus 2 plus 2 -3.
You bent him to
Uh,
your will.
I
wow.
bent him to
Okay. You
my
still
will.
rolled that. Okay.
Thank
It's
you, Tomo,
awesome.
for being intimidating.
You're a
Tomo,
Well, I
shrewd
mean,
factor
negotiator
here.
there,
I didn't
Captain.
even have to roll.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I
Okay.
had it all
So the
set
book
up,
You
ready to go.
says,
intimidated the dice. Yeah, you intimidated the dice.
oh, I can, oh, look, I can open the book twice. Negotiated him down to 55% of his price. So calculate what 55% of 12,000 was. Oh, that was very, very lowered.
Yeah, that
Seems
was.
different.
60.
12,000 times 0.55 is 6,600. Okay, so you scored a windfall and you got him talking. I think your approach was that you told him you were strangers, but this could be the foundation of future
Beautiful
sales. This could
relationship.
be the beginning of a beautiful friendship, et cetera, et
Yep,
cetera.
I can
So
BS
this
him.
sort of, yeah. So he
Yeah,
he was seeing green stars in his eyes.
An arrow,
Um,
it's a beautiful place. I'll definitely come back to these asteroids. Yep.
yeah, that is a good place to buy weapons.
They got a law level
uh,
that we could really get to love.
he says you should come by in the season when they try the artificial snow here, and it's slushy, and it melts almost instantly and goes into the sewers. But it's nice while we have it. Should come by in that season, my friend. Is very nice. We have the decorations and all that at the time, but I think
Sounds
it's eight
lovely.
months away. Very good. I give you the case. You have it, and here it is. So he packs up the selection of guns that you bought on some sort of dolly, um, so you can wheel it out here. It might be hard to wheel it down the passageways that are angled. You know those cylindrical passageways, an angle that might be a bit tough. You're basically carrying a heavy dolly full of some cases, and pretty much only you know that there's weapons in the cases. You can make it back to the outer edges of the starport. You can find a way to smuggle it in. So you take your leave. Lefty Louie and Nick the Nose are sitting and talking with those two other toughs inside this room. You think they have some sort of elevator or lift to bring it up to ground level again, and you're there with your cart rolling it back. It's not hard to roll the cart up to the edge of the starport, but what do you want to do now? Do you want to hide all this stuff in a starport locker, or do you want to try to go directly to your ship with this stuff? Music lovers. That's what everybody thinks when they
How
see you roll
heavy is it?
by. Well, $12,000 worth of high-end guns. If you're talking about guns and accessories, you might have like 15 to 20 assorted sizes of guns. Um, to the 4 kilos each, between 1 and 4 kilos each. Um, I'm talking about, well, it's just 50 kilograms or something like that, 60 kilograms on a cart. Um, did you buy ammo as well?
I hope
Probably
so.
got a selection of ammo.
Yeah.
Um, Ammunition for some reason has been standardized, although the militaries, the Verdulan and frontier militaries would probably bristle at the thought that they have a joint action, but their ammo is now standardized one with the other. It's just that there's different sizes as usual. So you have some ammo to go with it as well. Um, so it's a fairly nice sampler package, only instead of chocolates, it's weapons. You drag your cart over along. I think the toughest part is you have one of those angled passageways, and at one time you almost lose the cart, and you're afraid that it'll just run down the ramp at high velocity and pierce the cylinder and expose you to vacuum, but you recover it immediately. And You just roll through the starport back to your docking bay like this?
Well, I would ask Ronnie what his plan is.
Yeah. Well, if it were super illegal, I'd want to take it in small batches. But what we're doing is not
Smuggle.
technically illegal. We're just trying to do
No,
it.
I don't think it is either.
We're trying to do it without
Speculative trade, isn't it?
Yeah,
Unless you had very
it's legal. We're
high-powered
trying to avoid
weapons.
detention. Yeah.
Unless you
Yeah, I
had
don't think
very
we
So
want
high-powered
anything like
weapons.
that.
And
so
who's
the
around?
lowest
I mean,
profile is the lowest profile in this case is just to go straight and act like
Yep.
it's no big deal. So I think say we just
yeah,
go on through and maybe try to be a little careful about not being seen, but not.
it's fine. That's fine. Who are you meeting at this time of day? A lot of
Oh
people.
no.
These sort of guys. They're discussing donuts or whatever. Oh, again, yeah. Remember, I have the tool that I can do this. Control Z. Work? No, Shift Z.
Oh,
Shift Z. That's it. No, okay, I gotta click the token. Go Shift letter Z. Here we
there
go.
All
we go.
cops in space.
Kinds of guys. Yeah, two of them.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing you're meeting. Simple, ordinary starport security. They
Oh,
don't pay
before we
any
get
Chris,
there,
you
attention to
Ronnie
you.
should
will.
buy a box of donuts.
Just
You could
ignore them
just
and
hand them
go through.
donuts as you're going right by. Hey, these are
Yeah.
the cream filled ones, dude.
You think
Before
Did
we
you
get
hear
robots
that?
want
there, though,
donuts?
Ronnie. Oh, yeah. Before we get there, Ronnie will press on his forehead, and the barcode tattoo on his forehead will stop glowing and become mostly
Okay, so you turned your tattoo off.
inconspicuous.
Okay.
It's a prison tattoo. It probably gives him cancer, but it makes.
Okay. So I'm going to make a simple GM
All right.
roll.
Yeah.
Well, hidden
Well,
in the way. Does anybody here have stealth? Again, I don't even have to ask. I can check your skill grid.
Yes, I do.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Stealth,
think
stealth,
we all
stealth.
have stealth, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a
Yeah.
I'm
dual
level
Okay.
team.
2.
Four of you. I think Virgil joined and helped to pull that card. Okay, so
I don't
Virgil,
need any
Momo.
help pulling the cart. I can do it on my own.
That's okay. That's obvious. But I'd like to, the four of you, I'd like to ask you to make a skill roll, and then if
Stealth?
there's no stealth roll, yeah, and if there's no abject failures, I think
Yeah,
you're
there is.
okay. Stealth. Roll of 9, roll of 10. Just missing.
Yeah, just Tony,
I
but he
rolled a
was he was
Tony. Oh,
AFK for
okay,
a bit, so
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I would have thought he
Let
would
me
have
roll
kept
for
away from
Tony.
us
It's
anyway.
not a Yeah. Let me roll for Tony. It's not a hard thing. Which is Ved. Not a difficult thing. Flip his stealth button here. Oh, does Ved have stealth? Or sorry, no, Ved is Richard's character. I'm sorry. Tony's character again is Virgil.
Virgil.
All right, so has stealth. Doesn't have stealth. Okay, so that's an unskilled roll. Let's see.
Would he be wanting
Oh,
to actually come back with us, given the fact that he was kind of overwatching us?
okay, so if he's still hanging behind, it doesn't matter. He's not with the cart, so I'm not going to have to roll for him. But let's talk about Captain Wilson Durwat. He's a suspicious thing. I'm going to say the mall cops.
Is it suspicious because he's sitting on the cart and I'm pushing him?
No,
This is probably
no,
accurate.
I don't know how to interpret that. It's a slightly lower roll. Um,
Yeah,
since
there,
uh, since
Tomo.
the
There's our ship. Oh, we're
since the
supposed to be
cargo is
quiet.
hidden,
Oh,
without further ado, I'm going to say that the three of you push your push cart with the materials all the way up to the ramp of your spaceship, the Steppenwolf, and Virgil follows along. Nobody notices him because he's got nothing with him, so that's fine. You're back in the ship with this assortment of things, so that's other things you might show to the robots later. So you have that. Um, you bought about a ton of each of those things. Well, not a ton of weapons, but a ton of the other
No.
things.
Yeah,
No,
so
how much did you buy?
we didn't roll for any of those, but yeah, we'll say I bought like 2 tons of the other stuff. Because those things should be cheaper. I shouldn't be able to break the bank on those. Well,
Did
how
you
much
mean
is
two
medical
tons of common
supplies?
consumables, 2 tons of furniture, 2 tons of medical supplies, or tons of everything collectively? I'm not
Let's
sure how
say
much you're
two
buying.
tons of common consumables and 2 tons of furniture. Maybe not of medical supplies because that is more expensive.
Okay, 2 tons, and I'm going to say a sampling of medical supplies.
Yep.
So,
And then just give me a price and I'll subtract it.
okay. Now, I think I'll give you a fairly good price off the list price. If I could just call up my book again and that famous table. Uh, Common consumables found everywhere. Okay, 500 credits per ton. I'm going to say you got all that stuff for just 800 credits after a little bargaining. Um, 2 tons of furniture. That's number whatever it is.
It's not on there, but I
Oh,
was like, we need furniture and office supplies, so I don't know
okay.
what you would count that as. Manufactured goods?
Common
Yeah.
manufactured goods that would probably fit. So 20,000 per ton. That's reasonable. But oh, that's pretty high. Um, Electronics, industrial goods. It's hard to say what furniture falls under. Not advanced. Wood. Well,
Mhm.
wood is 1,000 a ton, but furnishings that are manufactured wood or made of plastic might be. I'm going to say that if you spend maybe 4,000 credits, you can get 2 tons of furniture.
Deal.
A sampling of medical supplies, which is 1 ton 50,000, but a sampling is going to be like a tenth or a 20th of a ton. So I'm going to say you brought down the medical supplies to like 2,500 or no, 2,000. 2,000 for 0.05 volume tons of medical supplies. Okay, so you have 4 tons and a bit of storage you need. Your total expense works out to 6,800 credits.
Six
So you can note
thousand
that in
eight
the sheet.
hundred credits.
Yeah. So that's 2 tons of furniture, 2 tons of furnishings, 2 tons of common consumables, and about a 20th of a ton of medical supplies, which is probably, for a small bunch of human visitors for months. Obviously, it'll last them for a while as long as they don't get into fighting. Okay, so you have all that stuff you can put on the ship. Now you have a remaining cargo space after that of about 18, 19 tons left. Want to do anything with that? Like, do you want to buy
Um,
anything else here?
I mean, so we got like, yeah,
Oh,
8
what?
tons left. No,
18 tons
18
left.
tons left.
18 or 19. I don't know how to count fractions, so I'm not going to bother. 19
Yeah,
tons at the most.
we'll just say 18. I don't care. What do we got here? This is Asteroid World. What can we sell
Yeah,
for
the
for
if you
robots?
remember the trade codes, which are on the little map, like any of you can call up the Araneo map. Let's go back to that. Um, well, I
Crystals
think the main
and
things,
gems,
uh,
pharmaceuticals, radioactives. We can't buy those. Uncommon ore. Uncommon ore looks like the cheapest and easiest to buy.
It's a non-industrial vacuum world, asteroids. So I don't know how that affects the prices, but it's in the book. For what you get benefits from purchasing from non-agricultural worlds. I don't know what you want to purchase. Now, if you want, I can actually use the little utility and tell you what trade opportunities are possible. Let me just key in. Yeah, let me try that facility online, that little utility. Talking about the traveler utility for trade opportunities generator. And just I have to type in the planet code for where you are and the planet code for where you're going. So Araneo C000.
Now we don't want freight
RQ2
because we're not going to the
7.
main world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
That's...
you're going to ultimately you're going to where? You're going to trade in Calcaneo?
We want to trade on the Verdeo?
Fredeo.
Verdeo.
Fredeo. Okay, Fredeo is E76200 E technology level E. There's trouble with that because they're
No
robots. Their
population.
attitudes and their wants might not be the same as humans. Let's see. Good place. I don't know about these results here, but let me see. There's a load of 40 tons of basic electronics which has become available. The base price of that is 10,000 credits per ton. You already have the machine parts. That's your freight load that you're already carrying. And there's a 10 tons of crystals and gems being put on offer here, but the not sure. You see, you can't really be sure about the robot attitudes or what's likely to be appreciated over there. So I don't know. You're figuring out it's a very difficult to tell. You
Yeah.
might want to not carry any particular thing because the question is always what are the current conditions in Fredeo and what you just don't know what's likely to go down well with the robots. Now I want to take a short break in a moment, but I wanted to ask some questions to open things up for your discussion. Does any other character want to do anything else while they're still here?
Nope.
I don't want to have spread this out too
Nope.
long. Okay. And let me see what else. Okay, so leave the remaining 18 tons of the cargo hold empty.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. What did Steve type? Or sorry, what did Ronnie type? Do you want to buy even more robot parts?
Yeah,
I,
we do.
I wouldn't know what I'm
We do
looking
need.
for.
Well, it'd be furlabor
I
communist
mean,
robot
yeah,
parts. But, yeah.
we're in for homeland, so if they have robots parts,
I wouldn't
Yeah.
push our
So you
luck.
want to buy?
No.
but we don't
You want
really
to
want to
buy?
like show our faces to them.
No.
Yeah. Maybe leave that all. We have what we're supposed to give them, the robot parts we already have for them. Bringing them more would be nice, but not if it.
Hey, you guys,
No.
I'm gonna bow out. I'm really shot and tired. I got to work tomorrow, and I'm bridging.
Oh
So I
dear.
think
Roll for
right
Okay.
now
Matty.
I'm gonna
Fine.
bow out.
Right.
Somebody can roll for me. Just keep me in the ship and keep me piloting. And
Already.
I'll catch up with Pierre and Justin, and we'll see how things go from on the second half here.
Cool, cool.
All right,
Okay.
man.
See
You
you
guys have a
later.
good night, though.
Yep.
All right,
Game
take
on.
it
Bye.
easy.
Hi,
Take
Jerry.
it
Peace
easy.
out.
Bye for
Bye.
now.
Hi, Jerry.
Okay. Yeah. So thanks, Justin. You wrote down what the current thing is. Robot parts. Um, I'm not sure how to match that to the table, whether it's cybernetics or whether it's machine parts. It's sort of maybe in between. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think the consensus might be, and Jerry suggests that if you have your freight, nobody knows what your freight is. But if you start actually buying machine parts, and then they put that together with where you're headed, if they figure out where you're headed, and Furlough Board might be interested in that. Why you're interested in sending machine parts to Calcaneo, but in fact you're aiming for Frideo. So I'm going to ask. Oh, okay. I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask what for roles to kick off, and to first of all you do piloting, and now piloting here is a little tricky. So I'm going to roll for Jerry, but you're in an asteroid sort of belt. That may cause some problems, but let me just get a piloting roll by clicking Jerry's piloting button, just for fun.
Don't crash into the
I
asteroids.
play. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's got maps. He's got. They've given him very important local information about the position of each rock in the sky. And he rolls piloting, which is pilot spacecraft roll. What does he get? It's okay. So that's a bare pass. He avoids rock number 10134, and then he almost swerves into rock number 10264. But then he sort of goes above the plane of the orbit in this system, and then he's clear. Um, Now, 100 planetary diameters is very negligible if there's no big planets. So you get into that distance very shortly. There's astrogation to do. Who's your best astrogator? Is that
Jerry,
Brogan
I think.
again?
That might be Brogan or that might
Bill
be
Brogan.
Fed.
I've got one
Let's
level on it.
yeah. Let's say Brogan is toying a little bit, and actually I have Sissery on the wafer.
Yep.
Now, Brogan can
Oh,
try to train you in more astrogation, but the trouble with wafers is you stay at the same level until the day you die. You can't really
Yep.
learn anything new if you're depending on the wafer,
Yep. No,
but
I know
it
that.
may give you a residual ability later on. Who knows? So
Yeah.
I think it's only Brogan's role again. So let me get astrogation done, and if at first you don't succeed, crash into a rock. I don't care. Let's see. Astrogation. Okay, that's a one, so that's a regular success. Now, so you have figured out the plotted course. Now, Captain Derwatt, what is your plan? So you want to go with your plan to actually aim for Frideo instead of the main world Calcaneo? Is that your plan?
that's my plan.
Okay,
So
all
I
right.
shoulder Ved. Hey, can you do anything to make it look like we misjumped?
Yeah, I could probably do something like that. I'm sure I've had to do something like that in the Navy before to try and fool some pirates.
Oh, okay. How are you going to do that? Are you going to fake the engines leaking more helium than they should? Like, there's always a small amount of helium produced from fusion, very small. Actually,
Um,
with the
Yeah, just don't burn up too much fuel.
yeah,
uh,
I'll blow us up. How fake is that? No
What?
more
okay, so
problem.
you'll
Just
fake a
enough
blow up.
giggling. It's like,
Well, okay, Ved might, or sorry, is it Ved? Ved might figure out something to do, like fake some engine logs, like you're having engine trouble or something like that.
Let's go back
Trying to think
to
of what would be, if you fake some
1970.
engine logs, if you create some messes in the engine room, it might be taken as evidence that there was a problem. That's why you seem to miss jump so close to
we'll be okay.
Frideo.
Last time I
Be
made a
okay?
bit of an oops, only I lost an arm. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now I want the regular jump roll. I think we've done this before. What does the book say? Da-da-da. That's more of an engineering roll.
Nice.
And Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm going to say that this is 26, day 27 you took off. Add 7 more days, I would do day 34. One thing happens for sure during jump. This would be your 4th week of training.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets 4 weeks of training in something. You should mark your training period, well, first period, but you're up to 4 weeks of the first period of training. And day 30 is a payday. So whatever your salary was that I noted before, you get that. Trying to see where it would come from, though. It's I think it's a virtual thing. You get paid, and eventually the banking system will
Catches up.
over time tip you up to that amount. So you as good as have that amount. So add the amount to your salary. Um,
Yeah.
and
Where
I'm
is
going to
it?
take a short break. In the meantime, the characters can discuss anything that they want to do while in jump
I'm
besides
going to take
training.
a
So I'm
short
just
break as well. Right.
okay. Okay, I'm taking a
Okay.
short break. Anybody else
Okay.
can discuss
Uh,
things. Just a moment.
okay. I'm gonna make some tea. I'll be back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that sounds like an excellent idea.
Right. I'll stop the recording. That again, and we're off again.
Okay, I made one small mistake that if you're in jump, I should probably change your map view to the Starship interior again, like that. So there we go. Try to get you in the mood and think about
Yep.
things to do in jump. This would be 1, 2, 3, and I think Mantar was drawing on the map to show your itinerary, so you can draw
Yeah,
another
just
green
where we've been.
segment of the line officially. So I'll give you that official job. To the
Oh, yeah,
Calcaneo
I'll do it
system,
when
but you're
we're
really
back.
aiming for Ferdeo. Now,
Have we lost people?
No.
well, Jerry left.
We,
Jerry left
we
after
really
Jerry's
10,
lose
hired
or
easy
NPCs.
to
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
just wait for
Jen.
Jen.
Jen. I don't know if Jen is there, but Jen will come back hopefully. So
Yeah,
we have a bit fewer characters or players right now, but all the characters. Okay, so the jump to Calcaneo takes a week.
Mm-hmm.
I made a mistake because I didn't change the view. I wanted to change the view to the Steppenwolf ship map because, of course, that'll help inspire you to do all the hilarious incidents and stuff happen on board ship, like in Firefly, which was only one season's worth of intercrew banter, but it was pretty good. Um, and you
So
have
where am
training.
I? Am I sitting at a weapons station or something? I can't. I'm not too quite sure where I am at the moment on that map.
You're
You're
actually in
on
the
the
front of the
bridge.
bridge. By
Yep. Yeah.
default, they give you a bridge seat. The captain probably has a captain's chair, but he also has the captain's office, which is right here.
But he's snoring in his
By the
own
way,
office by the looks of it.
good scale might be 80% on the Roll20 map to view these things, but you can scroll around and see the whole ship and the upper deck. The upper deck is mostly concerned with your
Hmm.
staterooms for 7 of the people, well, 7 staterooms and a common area. That's all that the upper deck is for. Astria is busying herself with setting
Yep.
up, as is common on free traders and far traders. She sets up a
Yeah.
med bay in the
Mhm.
same room as the low berths, emergency low berths.
Okay.
And C is concerned with the power.
Yep.
Why is Brogan there? Is
We're just
Brogan around?
talking. We're
Okay.
just talking. Talking.
Talking.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing wrong
Are you
going
talking
on
about
here.
religion, faith? Yeah. Okay.
No.
You're.
No. No. He's
Oh yeah.
trying
I
to.
I know what's going on. You're whispering like crazy, and then you're gonna spring some sort of plot on me.
Not
But
at
how's that possible? Jerry's
all.
gone, so
Yeah.
how is
Yeah.
that possible?
Well,
Okay,
you might
you're
not
making
need
a
Jerry
plot.
for it. I mean, nothing's going
Okay.
on.
that you
Sissery is
know of yet.
specialized in what? Power units.
Power.
So,
Yeah. Power.
and somebody is supervising the jump drive, but he's out of position. Where did he
Ved.
go? Ved
Hey,
is for the jump drive.
Yep.
yes, I'm
Okay.
usually in the engineering area unless I've been
Yeah.
moved.
Yeah. You're up in your stateroom, I think,
Yeah.
matey.
Well, the engineering roll was good, so things seem to be
Yeah.
going well with the jump drive now. You pretty much will aim where you want it to. Whoops. Let me see. I'm sorry, am I missing some useful chat in the Roll20 chat? I see the rolls we've made.
No.
Okay, any thoughts, any other ideas about what to do during jump? I'm trying to see if there's anything special that happens. Of course, you avoid looking outside at the swirly,
Mm-hmm.
annoying, hypnotizing patterns.
Psychotic inducing.
Right? And
Yeah.
after a week, you've done your training, so that is a good way to
Yeah.
occupy part of the time. Um, Tomo could possibly try another attempt at cooking if he bought food. It was probably fresh food from the hydroponics in Araneo. Does Tomo want to try a cooking role, like whatever would apply, a stewardship role?
I think so.
Roll as if steward 0 and see if your home cooked meal is a hit on board. Make a roll, Brian, as if steward 0.
This will be great. Anyone got some
Tomo briefly considers
tummy
whether
jabs?
white snow or blue glass might be good cooking ingredients, but he decides against it.
Oh, I don't know. Does Ronnie?
Yeah,
Nobody knows that
I'm
Ronnie
wondering.
when
smuggled
when
this
does he
stuff
find
here.
out exactly what it
Players
can
know.
do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ronnie's been probably doing research and probably read news reports about
Yeah.
busts and things. Just general information that you need to know when you're moving a certain product. But he's
I
not
think it
going
would
to open
be,
those crates.
yeah. Well, there were suitcases full of drugs that Ronnie has. Maybe
Cases, yeah.
Tomo accidentally stumbles on that and says, oh, look at this red stuff, paprika. I'll
Spices.
grind up the paprika, but it's red rush.
Joy
Oh,
for
I
and
think
as
the suitcases are sealed, but yeah, I don't know if there's a combo on them. There should be a combo lock on them.
okie dokie. Well, most of my time spent in the power room.
and don't forget, day 30 is spent in jump, and that would be payday, payday, payday.
Yeehaw. Added
So
my
if your salary
6,000.
is figured out, add
Yep.
that to your general balance, and you would more or less get that ultimately from the ship funds, which are then restored by bank transfers that will catch up
Right.
to you wherever you might go.
So
Hmm.
I think you got
uh,
4,500, Ronnie.
Tony, do you want to ask something?
yeah, I was trying
Yeah,
to figure out how much I get. I think it's about
4,000.
4,000.
Is this? Oh, that's. Didn't you bring this up
I
a little
once
bit
gave you
earlier, or
your
was this another
monthly.
pay week?
Yeah, it's in the
So you got to keep scrolling all the way to the top.
yeah,
I can
general. I
copy and
think it's in
paste the
general
Oh, I'm
video.
chat,
sorry. Yeah.
and you go right up to the
Should I
top.
perhaps have noted it on each person's sheet? I told
Yeah.
people
Yep. No, I've got it on my
in my
sheet, but
system of what's in there somewhere.
It's
yep,
on there.
just coming
Oh
up to
dear.
it.
Yeah, we should have.
Okay,
I
You
should have
can
put it
Virginal,
right
copy
at
and
the
paste
4,000
beginning.
in it, guys.
credits. Ronnie, 4,500 credits.
So what
Someone,
was mine? 4,000.
4,000. And Peter, I guess you're going to have to add to Jerry's sheet that he's got his next lot of 12,000.
Oh,
Astria, sorry, he's got 8,000.
Right. Okay. 12,000 for Brogan because wow. Okay, he's considered a pilot level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to add those amounts to Brogan's sheet. You're my witness. I'm adding it to
That's so
Brogan's
cool.
sheet
Yeah.
and
Just
to
one salary that we're receiving.
Yeah, just one.
a month's salary. Yes, and
Yeah.
that would be in your inventory tab.
Yes, I see it. Salary
Yeah.
value location.
And
Was that added? Was that? Did that also
Twenty
include?
thousand. Sweet.
Did
Did that
include.
also include my 4,000? Does that also include my ship shares?
No, it's just your salary.
if you have ship shares, I also put that on your sheet. So you'd add credits per 30 days, i.e., months. So those who have ship shares,
I
1,000 per ship share owing to interest from economic activity.
So you can add that too as well, can we?
And add that too because it's a monthly amount.
Cool. And doing it at
And
the
the
same time
scoutship
with the
benefit, if you have one, I still haven't figured out what to do with that, so I'm sorry, but that's pending. It might
I
only
think
be of
that's only
concern
broken.
when you get back to civilization. I'll say one thing about scout ships: they may all be commissioned into missions because of border patrol, because
Yep.
there's extra trade. You need extra border patrol for the frontier, so maybe the scout ships are being pressed into service. I offer that as just a suggestion. Okay, so sorry, let me just add the amount credits to Dugan's sheet, credits to Astria's sheet. Uh, inventory always says what the monthly additions are
Yeah,
going to be. So
I added mine
you
already.
added your own? Okay,
Yeah.
there you
Uh-huh.
are. Oh,
I've done
good.
my
Okay,
salary and
so
ship years.
okay, coming out of jump, you have the usual precautions. You manage to evacuate the ship, and that would be quite a sweet vacuum system to evacuate the ship and then restore the atmosphere without too much loss later. That'd be great if
Mm-hmm.
it existed. I guess in the high-tech world you would have that. So you do that. You are all equipped in spacesuits. You have no passengers to
Mm-hmm.
nursemaid around or worry about. Um, you
I'm
those who are gunners occupy the gunner stations. And who are
Yep.
my gunners? I think it's Ved and Virgil are the gunners.
Yep. I'm one of the
Okay.
gunners.
Yeah. You never had to use your weapons officially in the Verdulan space. Your weapons are meteor deflectors or some legalistic fiction like that. But you're at your guns. Um, you come out of jump. Your distance was good and 100 diameters from. Um, let me figure out what 100 diameters from Fredeo is. Fredeo. Let me just push up the map again. You can see it or you can magnify it
Size
for yourself.
7. So you look
Size 7 world, meaning
11,200
yeah.
kilometers in diameter. So 100 of
So 100
those.
times that would be 1,120,000 kilometers away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little under,
And the
just
date
a little
would
over 2
be day
days.
34.
Yep. Puts a little over 2 days according to that calculator that we used before.
You've been making very good rolls before, but now I think because Yanto was a very small planet, but this is more sizable. So, what's the time to
Hang
get
on.
into orbit again?
Oh, that's right. We only have one
1G.
G.
Hang on,
Yeah,
just trying
one
to
G of
find it.
acceleration.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
that'll
So
really
what was
slow us
it?
down.
110 million. Is that right?
1,120,000 kilometers is 100 diameters.
Okay, 1G acceleration. And the sheet is not calculating anything.
You don't want to put commas in the number. You got to put straight digits.
Okay. I'll just take those two out. Okay,
Don't
2.43 days. 2.43.
Wow.
let me run it myself just for fun. How
Mm,
long will it take? Yeah, that's the funny thing. You can't use commas with that utility. And
yeah.
if remember, I'm a big math fiend, so if you hesitate on one of these things, I'm going to say, don't make me take out my Hewlett Packard programmable. Oh wow, with the reverse Polish notation.
The old reverse Polish notation.
I learned that in the what must have been late 70s, early 80s. But
Yeah,
you
I've got a
are
friend who uses that.
uh,
I
wait a minute, 1,000,000 to 1,120,000. Wait a minute, it's a very small amount. 1,120.
I got 6 hours
We are.
No.
You get
rounding
a
up.
quarter of a day. Yeah, like almost six
What?
hours. Let me see. It's 1G, 1,120,000 kilometers. Yeah, it's not very
100
long. It's
and
Do you have 4 zeros or 6 zeros?
1, 2, 3,
four
1, 2,
zeros.
3.
It's
I've got
kilometers here.
7. I've got 7. It's
Are
100
you
It can't
doing it per meter?
the on the utility you type in your distance in kilometers, no commas.
Yep,
and your
done that.
acceleration is a single g. And you get seconds, minutes,
112.
hours, days. If I pick days, it's
2.45 days is what I get.
okay. You must have added an extra zero by mistake because it's one
I've
million one
got
hundred twenty thousand kilometers.
112 million
Type 112
kilometers.
and then 4 zeros.
1 million.
1 million, which would make 6 zeros.
Yep.
Oh, it's 1,120,000. There's only 4 zeros in that.
So 112 and then 4 zeros. Fun math.
Is there anybody here with any issues like dyslexia or
0.24. No, not dysgraphia or dyscalculus.
okay, so very short. Yeah, I thought so. So about almost 6 hours, very easy to get into orbit in Calcaneo, but I think it's important to do a sensor roll. Now, best sensor people, now I would encourage people to work together in a teamwork for sensors. If you're not otherwise occupied, like if you're on station in a gunner turret, you might not be able to do that. Electronic
Fine.
sensors.
The captain will go on sensors. The captain's got to do something.
I got a wafer with level 1 on it.
Kaplan is the best at sensors. Brogan is also good.
He'd be piloting though, wouldn't he?
Virgil.
Oh, you got a 12 anyway. You don't need to worry.
Okay, Captain Wilson, sensor 12. For certain reasons, let me see. Who here has a military background
Not me.
among you?
I do.
Like ex. Okay. Any other ex-military?
Is she ex-military? I don't know. Okay.
Oh,
Is
ex-intelligence.
Scout considered military or not?
Um. Oh, I would say it would almost apply here as well.
Because I've got one
Yeah.
term as a 1.5 terms as a
I
scout.
know Ved is Navy, or Richard, and I know Jerry slash Brogan is Scout. What's the rest of them?
Yeah, but my background is kind of shady, but which is what I've told them. But with my peer, knowing what my background is, would that be applicable?
Yes. Let me see. So I'm trying to be a bit more inclusive here, but you don't know you don't know what I have in mind yet. I am just going to I'm trying to just do
I
what
asked
I
the
do
cat
here.
when we emerge from hyperspace. I'm going to ask the captain permission to test fire the weapons.
Are you okay? Well, I'm talking about sensor things here, and I'm
Hmm.
just trying to get a little screenshot clip here.
Permission denied. Hold still, Virgil. Hold still.
Yeah, that would probably be a thing to do. Sorry, I'm just calling up a screenshot here. Okay, now I want those who have sensors to make a sensor roll, um, and those other characters who don't have sensors. Um, if you were in the scouts, because of Virgil's background, you can roll 2d6 plus 1 instead, each of you.
Sensors? I don't see sensors. Does it say sensors?
So it should be
Electronics specializes
electronics.
in the sensors. Yeah.
But
Oh,
so do I, because I have sensors
Oh,
as
my
okay.
8
well.
is a 9.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So you
yeah,
can make a roll for that. It's under electronics. You click
yeah,
the 3 asterisks, and that rolls your specialty
yeah.
sensors.
But it didn't include the level for my wafer, so it's a 9 for me.
Does the wafer add, or does it fix your skill at a single level?
Level 1, but don't I add that to my roll?
Yeah, you can add it to 2d6, but
Yeah,
that's your
well, I
skill
rolled the
level.
thing. It's still the 2d6
Okay.
was a 3 and a 5, but it didn't add any other thing to it. And I've got the 1 from the wafer.
Okay.
So
So
it's a 9 for me.
yeah, okay. I don't know how you fit the wafer in, but yeah, add a +1 as as a modifier if you have a wafer.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
keep remembering to do that. And so you really have a 9.
yeah,
So that's a normal success.
yeah.
Justin's is the best roll so far. I was just trying to invite it
Hmm.
and try to include other people. But
Yeah,
what you
I
see,
hang on, yeah, I have
yes,
sensors, but yeah, also because of my background, does that change anything with that, or do I still need to make a 2d6 plus 1?
in your case, let me see. I think it would be a regular sensor roll. Make it a +1 in this case. I'm tempted to almost make it a boon roll, but no, just give it a +1. A boon would be about +1.5. It's a funny thing. Give it a sensor roll +1. So in the modifier, you can add a +1 and then click submit to roll. Defaults to 0, but if you type a 1, oh, and I'm sorry, don't click the plus either. You can't the plus sign, just the 1.
I
Yeah,
just
exactly.
just
Exactly. That's right. Okay, so you
I've
got a
got a
9.
9. Yep.
Anybody left now? Jen, did you
Yeah.
actually end up having a military background for Astria?
Um, I can't tell. It just says medic for 3 terms. I don't know. Maybe I have to
Well,
find my
medic is
notes.
part of. Oh, you're sort of the scholar background with medic. I
Yeah.
think that's
Oh,
how you
that's
roll.
right. Okay,
Okay,
that's what it means.
not
Okay.
really military, but
No.
doctors study doctoring.
Mhm.
If they're in the army, they learn medic style doctoring, but okay, not military. Okay,
Okay.
so what happens is this: you come out fairly well. Now you're two things are happening. You make your way into orbit. You're about over a million miles, sorry, a million kilometers away from Fredeo. You're not anywhere near Calcaneo. Calcaneo is 300 million kilometers back, closer to the sun, of course, closer to the star here. Now, two things happen. You make your way. You do the typical acceleration, deceleration run. It'll take a few hours to get there. I would say 2 hours into this run, um, your what is your sensor range on your non-military sensors? Let me just see what the sensor range would be. It's 50,000 kilometers or 100,000 kilometers. It's not very much. Um, so you'd have to do most of your acceleration deceleration run before you see anything near the planet. But about 2 hours into the run, a funny thing happens because all of a sudden, red lights flash on a lot of the ship material, and then you hear like a kind of um, not an alarm, but a kind of dinging sound. Dings once, and it says, "Please stand by for an important message." Then all the screens in the ship, all the monitors or the little glass wafer things, the see-through glass wafer things that are used for monitor screens, it flashes a countdown timer that says 5 minutes, and then 4 minutes 59,
I'm getting back into
4:58.
my
It
vac
counts
suit
down.
just in case.
You're in a vac suit
Oh,
already.
Okay, well, I'm making sure it's all on, and
Sorry,
I've got some handholds
if you
somewhere.
jumped and then yeah, you
Yeah,
probably got out of your vac suit by
Yeah,
now. So
I would say
you want to get
get
back
in the
in your vac
combat.
yep.
suit?
Back
okay,
into my
Get in
vac
back
the
suit
into my
combat
vac.
zone.
just in case.
Oh,
Really? Okay.
I'm back in my vac suit and strapped into the gunner's chair
Hmm. I've got
with my
Really?
finger on the
handholds.
Okay.
trigger.
Yeah. Even if you're in your gunner turret, even if you're in the med lab, all the screens in the ship have this countdown timer. The
Mm.
countdown timer is in green digits, red digits, by the way, if that matters. Um, it's counting down. Uh, Now you can use the other ship functions while you're waiting. There's no lockout of ship functions. It's just that in addition, the screen is prioritizing this countdown. So it's like a window on your computer you can't get rid of. Uh, and then it counts down to 0. Then what appears to be a video starts. If you're in the central bridge area, you probably have a hologram table and it appears as a hologram. And what you see is it's like a video, and it opens up into. Well, it's a picture you've seen before. Da, 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 da. I'm just doing all this stuff for effect, of
cheers, thank you.
course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does help.
Yeah, no. Oh, that
You've
lovely
seen her
lady.
before. It's this lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here she may, now in this video, she might be dressed more conservatively, but it's Brianna Anderson staring out at you. And she says, hello, crew. I have a pre recorded message. Our ship astrogation has detected that you're now in the Calcaneo system. Please conduct your business as directed and deliver the freight to Fredeo as planned. But in addition, you have a mission after this. Your next mission is to make your way to the um, system of Bellerophon, and the people of Bellerophon have a food product that I am interested in shipping to the planet called Flastono. This is about the right time to go. The food is in season. Um, there is more information in the attached information file. So that is your next job. As you progress, there may be more of these messages. Please don't be alarmed. And good luck in your trading endeavors. And the video goes dark. It has like a file name to it. It's now accessible because it's replayable. Uh,
So it was
and then it stops.
Bellerophon to where?
Bellerophon to Flastono. Let me just flash over to the other map and
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you.
So
Um,
0915, and where's the other one?
you're currently in the Calcaneo system. Let me just do it. Mantar can draw in a green segment line. Calcaneo is over here.
Yep.
Yeah, like that. Bellerophon to Flastono, which is here.
Oh, there. Okay.
Uh,
That looks like it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 jump. Is
yeah.
it 4 jumps or 5 jumps
Yeah.
to get to well,
Jumako. You have to go to
We might want to go
Jumako.
back to Yanto and then
Rib,
here.
Ribicur, whatever it is. Ribicur. Bellerophon.
More than one choice, but that's one way. Sure.
Mm,
We're a two-jump ship, aren't we?
mm-hmm.
You are to jump two ship. Yes.
Yeah. I reckon.
Okay, so that's the job that she's requesting once you're done with Calcaneo. And you can pretty much take it as an order. There is a data file that goes along with it, and
so
explains.
Bellerophon's on our side of the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you have a few hours before you get to sensor range of the planet Fredeo. You can read the data file, and I'm just going to paraphrase it. I'll eventually write down a little bit of it on a Bellerophon map. Um, but I'm going to try to read it to you as best as I can. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Okay, Bellerophon, size 6 world, atmosphere 5, which is on the thin side. Hydrographic 60%, population only about 50,000. Balkanized government, which means a bunch of communes without any central unity. Tech level 8, so it strikes you as some kind of resource thing where they have tech that's only good enough to do the job and they don't worry about any more tech, but it's garden world, non-industrial, pre-agricultural. Um, if that's a thing. I don't know if that's a trade code in Mongoose too. But I'll read it to you. Bellerophon has an ideal garden world environment, but it suffered from being a border world. Um, it traded hands between the wars. Its populations fled regularly during the interstellar wars hundreds of years ago with the Verdulans. It's on the border. The fishermen in the polar regions harvest jellyfish like creatures who lay eggs twice during the local year, and they're just called jellies. The jellies time the release of their eggs all at once as a chemical pheromone signal is released in the water. This is to maximize survival because even the hungriest predators can't eat all the eggs. The eggs then are further protected because they are deliberately laid near freezing polar ice, and the eggs freeze and they're trapped in the ice. The predators can't get to them, and they're still viable when they thaw some months later due to some kind of natural antifreeze compound in the eggs. Um, but this means that the eggs can be frozen yet still preserve their flavor. Um, the unhatched eggs, the unmatured eggs, have a taste partway between fish and crab. And there's a fishing cooperative here. Well, they're on the frontier side, so they're not a commune, they're actually a corporation. But they want to market the food to urban sophisticates. And because of the liberalization of trade, they believe they've cut a deal. They found a food producer on the Verdulan side, so they're going to sell it to a Verdulan commune called the Maris Comuno, and they are want to market it in what passes for luxury accommodations and things. Now, do you understand? Have you ever heard of the planet Flostono? I think you may have heard it in some other sense. Flostono is basically a holiday world. It's over here, and I modeled it on Floston Paradise from the Fifth Element movie, the place with all the sandy beaches, sun
Great.
and fun. Um, it is on the Verdulan side, and by arrangements, it's basically a commune for entertainment and tropical fun. And they have millions of visitors. Some people save for years, or they work hard on communist salaries to be able to travel there. And travel there can take weeks. They spend just a week there, and travel for weeks back. So it's a little difficult. It's not really centrally located to any of the high population worlds, as far as I can see, but it does exist. Its particular geology is that there's a huge number of island chains, islands and mountains. There's no central continent, and the seas are all broken up so well that hurricanes hardly happen. So that's Flostona. And apparently, you're going to try to sell a luxury food, which is probably little known outside Bellerophon. And there's some kind of trade deal going on. So I'm going to treat that as probably on the trade table. It would be luxury foodstuffs, and you're going to trade it, and you may make quite a profit for the company. But first, you have to get there once you're done with Calcaneo, or the Calcaneo system. So I should better say Fredeo. So that's your next mission,
Right.
according to this dossier.
Dokely.
Okay. Now you can read this and you can find out about this as you're traveling. Now you approach you're getting closer to the planet Fredeo, and you get within sensor range, whatever it is for your commercial sensors, 100,000 kilometers or whatever. Let me see. I need a sensor roll. Sorry, Wilson already gave me a sensor roll, didn't he?
Oh,
Okay, you
yeah.
already rolled.
12.
You already did that roll. Okay, very good. Um, Now, here's the thing you immediately notice about the planet. There are two ships orbiting this planet. Um, there's a bunch of tiny communication satellites in orbit as well, like you'd find on some kind of frontier world, just so people on opposite sides of the planet can talk. There are these two ships who are sort of orbiting at the same distance but opposite sides of the planet, and both of the ships sort of look like this. Um, those who are in the military would know what kind of ship this is. Let me see if the picture can come up. There we go.
Patrol cruiser.
Patrol Corvette.
Corvette.
Okay.
Corvette. Similar to.
Definitely military. It's
Yeah.
got a certain number of turrets.
How many
It has a
tons?
crew 400 tons.
Okay.
Let me tell you the stats.
hmm
Oops, wherever it was. Yeah, okay. 400 tons, streamlined hull, M drive, thrust 4, so that's 4 Gs to your 1. Pump drive is 3. Okay, power plants, fuel tanks to match. They have 2 triple turrets. With, actually, no, they have triple turrets, all pulse lasers times 2. Triple turrets, all missile racks times 2. I think they outgun you.
Oh, easily.
And various systems. They have a crew of, counting here, 4, 8, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, about 17 or 18 crew that they can fit. And okay, a certain hull, armor 4, common areas, cargo, 38 tons of free cargo space. But they're definitely military. Now, one is orbiting on one side of the planet, one is orbiting on the other. Presumably, they're able to stay in communication with the ring of satellites orbiting the planet. And you saw them. I think they saw you first, and so you get hailed. There's a message that says, "Attention, unknown ship. Um, this is the ship." Let me just see here. I'm sorry. Just moving some screens around. Attention, this is the patrol cruiser Republic and the patrol cruiser Constellation of the Verdulan Colonial Marines. Please identify yourself. All this in Verdulan, of course.
Where you go, Captain?
Hello, this is Captain Wilson DeWatt of the Steppenwolf. We are here to trade. We are a trading vessel with cargo. We're going to land for refueling. That's what I tell them.
Okay, trader vessel Steppenwolf, please transmit all your permits, the permisiloi or permits. Please transmit your permits.
Ooh,
Transmit all your permit information.
yeah. Some of it might give away that we're here for the robots, but yeah. We got
You're in front of their planet. I think they may deduce that. You want to still pretend like you misjumped? Is that your angle?
Yeah, that's kind of my angle.
Okay, what do you think you want to do then?
Well,
We're giving them the permits. If they figure it out, they figure it out.
Okay, you transmit the permits. This captain gruffly says, "Stand by."
Standing by.
After about a minute or two, you hear some muttering in the background, inaudible. Then all of a sudden, raiding ship Steppenwolf, you were instructed that if you jump to this system, you need to jump to the planet Calcaneo first. Why have you jumped close to Fredeo?
We misjumped.
He can verify that as well. They scan our drives.
Okay, well you're about 100,000 kilometers out.
you have business trading here.
We misjumped and burned some extra fuel. We might not make it to the main world, so we want to refuel here.
Yeah, we do have business here, regardless, and legal business. We're only worried about the uh, one syndicate getting involved, not the military. But we can
Furlabor, yes, the
Yeah, but
Furlabor
I don't
commune.
know.
Okay, well after another pause, uh, The radio says, trading ship Steppenwolf, the Constellation will intercept you and will provide fuel if necessary. Please stand by.
Oh,
You tell them we
Again,
got business.
Well,
they
for
really do not
100,000,
want.
well, they say that one of these ships breaks out of its circular orbit. The other ship, the Republic, is still orbiting the planet Fredeo at whatever distance, close
Uh,
orbit. Doesn't
tell
matter.
them it's not necessary. We do have a legitimate
standing
business on the
by.
planet.
We don't
We'll just,
feel it is necessary, but as we do have fuel processes on board the ship, and
I hope one
wouldn't
person's
like
answering
to
them. Having two people
hassle.
like talking over each other to
Well,
them is
I'm
no fun.
assuming that Captain Wilson Derwatt is talking.
Yeah.
yeah,
If he
Ronnie's
lifts his
just
finger off the
waiting.
radio button, the rest of you can discuss things.
Yeah, but Ronnie's waving at him. We have legal business down there. We have every legal right to land. We have permits and everything. We're supposed to be landing. The only people
You
we have to get from work, and that it's military. That's not for
I think your permits check out, but
don't
the
access.
fact is that you materialized somewhere else than where you're supposed to be. On this system, they want people to go to Calcaneo, and there's cultural reasons for that, having to do with the Fredeans are a newfound race like babes in the woods, basically. So the Verdulan colonial marines have some kind of protective role. They are acting in lieu of a standing local army because they don't have one here. So these two patrol corvettes seem to be part of that force, and maybe there's more.
I think they're gonna have a look around our ship, guys. It's okay. We don't have anything illegal on board.
Yeah,
No,
the
that's
cargo
right.
holds clean.
Yep.
Yeah, the
That's right.
fact that we
As
have
long as they don't have any of those duck-billed dogs that can sniff things out.
yeah. Well, considering
The
we've
duck,
got,
if there were duck-billed dogs with them, they would go crazy.
well, not to mention that, well,
I don't know.
Ronnie's got his illicit substances, and we've got a cargo hold full of guns. It's kind of like,
No, we do
yeah,
not have a cargo hold full of guns.
Yeah, it's fine. And
I
the
remind
suitcases are sealed. They're supposed to
I,
be safe.
I remind you that because of the vast cultural difference, the law level on Fredeo is what again? Zero. Big fat zero. Meaning that the
Yeah,
robots can't really
guns is fine.
interpret what's legal or illegal to humans.
Mhm.
okay.
So what's Calcanino law level?
Uh, you can
9.
actually, if you go into the campaign info and planets, you can see for yourself. Yeah, Calcaneo is 9, very strongly against weapons. All weapons are banned, and probably illegal stuff as well. The Fee Hairbow, you'd have to research if Fee Hairbow is illegal here. You didn't ask. It's an agricultural world that grows every kind of plant, but not necessarily that. But you're in front of Frideo now. Frideo looks like, if I can, do I have a way to throw it up on the screen? Yes, I do. Just drag it from my folder.
Is there any way to move that ship somewhere? Because it's right in the middle of the map.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can get rid of that if you want. Okay.
Thank you.
But
Just click it
you're on the
yourself,
system of
Tony, and shut
Calcaneo.
it down.
No,
Oh,
I think it when
The
I put
image.
it up here, it's a background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it up to people to click Fredeo. You click the magnifying glass. You can call up the Fredeo map anytime you want. Um, there's only really one main base on Fredeo, which is the Furlabor commune. But these two patrol corvettes were orbiting Fredeo. One of them is approaching you. That might take less than an hour. And ship does an acceleration, deceleration profile. It comes by next to you, and don't hear from them for a while until such time as they come closer and they say, trader ship Steppenwolf, prepare to be boarded.
Yippee.
What do you say, Captain?
All right,
Order,
give me 5 minutes for prepare. I gotta call the crew.
order away, bitches.
What you say? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I go to Tomo. Tell
Yeah.
me you don't have anything illegal in your stateroom.
I have a laser pistol and some
No,
used ammo.
I have nothing. I have nothing illegal. What do you think? I'm offended.
You should be, Tomo.
But no, I'd have
Okay.
nothing illegal.
You have nothing illegal? You're being honest to your captain?
You should ask the captain whether he's got anything illegal.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
God, they wouldn't.
I'm being 100% honest.
Okay.
All right.
It's like I
All
told.
right.
It's like I told the
All right.
parole board.
We're
I'm a
getting
reformed
boarded.
man.
We're getting boarded. We
Yeah.
don't want
And
violence with
also,
these guys.
yeah. Let me
We
see.
want to make sure that they're not involved with the other company.
And a quick question, Mantar. Or sorry,
Uh-huh.
let me just see here.
Ronnie.
Yeah, Mantar. How good is Ronnie's brand of antiperspirant?
My engine is pretty good. Ronnie is not prone to getting scared by almost anything. That's kind of what gets him in
Uh-huh.
trouble. He
Okay, but
feels like
your
he can
purchase
get away with
was
whatever.
3 suitcases with 10 kilograms of white snow, 10 kilograms of red rush, and 10 kilograms of blue glass in your stateroom somewhere. Uh,
All sealed
occupied
and have
space.
not cracked open since
Yeah,
then.
crack. Okay, that's a good word for it.
Not, yeah,
Uncracked
not opened at
suitcases.
all.
This is international space, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what may help you
And
is that they are here in a supportive role to the government of Fredea, which has no laws because human laws don't make sense to them. So
so
that may
nothing's
be of help
illegal.
to you. Yeah. And
Yeah,
after a while,
robots want to use drugs.
the patrol corvette comes by. It's a bigger and longer ship than yours. It extends one of those umbilical things which can connect to your airlock. The standards, by the way, between the Frontier Federation and the Verdulan Federation were harmonized a few hundred years ago. So unless you come across a very, very old ship, the airlocks can couple properly across this
Mm-hmm.
umbilical. And you eventually get people who are knocking and they are asking to occupy your airlock and cycle through. They have spacesuits just as a precaution. You come into your outer door, you let them in. There's 4 of them. They cycle the air to match indoors, and then the inner hatch door, inner airlock door opens, and you see them take off their helmets. Their helmets are spacesuits are military issue, probably the latest tech level, at least 10 or 12.
Question: aren't we decompressed?
So that
I would compress
Okay.
Okay.
if we're
Yeah,
gonna meet people.
yeah. That's what I was going to go. They're taking off their
We don't want to just kill these guys.
wait, yeah, that's what.
yeah, they either use an
Jeff?
umbilical and walk across, or they can space jump across. But
Yeah.
actually, they don't want to get too close to your ship, so it's probably an umbilical. And uh, so they come in, and the captain, the head person here salutes, and he says, "I'm Lieutenant Arturo Denisovo of the Verdulan Colonial Marines." And he doesn't wait to introduce his 3 others who look like soldiers or private types. Oh, did I lose the Roll20 page? Just a moment, coming back in. Where did I go? Sorry. Yeah, so he comes in, he says he's Lieutenant Arturo Denisovo. I was just going to type the spelling into Roll20 for the record. handout. Let's see.
Of course.
Here it is. Verdulan Colonial Marines. In their alphabet, it's VKM. They're colloquially called Vokomoy because that's the abbreviation for Verdulan Colonial Marines. Their insignia is a double-headed eagle with those letters emblazoned on the bottom. Vokomo stands out from the regular army and is called in for the toughest of the tough direct combat confrontations in the Verdulan Federation. Nowadays, this means to put down revolts, confront unfriendly life forms, and to deter piracy. They are, quote, tough hombres.
Excellent.
And 4 of them are on your ship. They ask for the captain. Is the captain up front?
Yep.
There. Okay. And Lieutenant Denisovo continues, and he says, um, "Your cargo, you are set to deliver a cargo to the Fredeans, but we're concerned that you did not go to Calcaneo first, and you say that you have a you had a misjump in your jump drive. Um, um, we have uh, Corporal Vekezo here, who is a jump drive specialist, and he'd like to have a look at your engines if he can be of help."
Very good. I'll take you back to Ved. Ved's our engineer, and he's working on it now.
Oh, it's all sorted,
Okay.
but yeah, he can confirm. He'll be able to look at the logs.
Yeah. Because you sent them, you sent them your permaciloi and everything, and I was going to say he looks at a clipboard and could know that it's Ved's. I don't think he has he has the names of all your crew, but not what their positions are. So he had that list again from the character folder. Character names in Verdulan again, right? So Ved Arya. Well, that's a straightforward sounding name in Verdulan, and
Yeah.
okay, and really, oh good lord, did Tomo really say that? Did Tomo really say that?
Yeah, but we're not all standing at attention by the thing. We can look at our view screens and see
Yeah.
this. Surely.
You think they can hear you?
No,
Honestly,
no, I don't
it's a,
think so.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not,
Because what Tomo appeared to say, and he has
that's out of the
the
corner of his mouth,
yeah.
to Ronnie. Hey,
Yeah.
il ne aspectas tiel whatever.
Ili aspectas tiel malmolai al mi, which
Yeah,
means they
that's it.
don't look so hard to me. Did you really say that to Ronnie? Okay, Ronnie nods. Oh, good lord. Okay, well, they didn't hear you.
Yep.
All right, the soldiers, the Marines don't notice. So type it in for the record.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and his cohorts.
Well, that's interesting. Tomo, you might want to make a tactics roll right about now. They have sidearms. The captain has sidearms strapped through his spacesuit. The Marines seem to have one of those laser things, those weapons that are
Pew pew.
independent of gravity.
I
That
rolled a
no, the weapons types that have the zero G trait, in
Mm-hmm.
other words, can be used in space combat.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, okay. Well, here's what you think. Some of these 3 soldiers look a little young, and they probably look a little unseasoned as soldiers. So um, they are. It's just the way their stance is and their demeanor. They really don't seem 100% so hard to you. The lieutenant seems to be a badass. The corporal just looks like a typical specialist, but the two others look a little green as soldiers. But here they are, and they all more or less go as a group with the lieutenant, the corporal Vekezo, Lieutenant Arturo Denisova, and the two others. They're sort of going as a group and they ask. They're assuming that they're walking aft to the rear of the ship to find the jump drive. So they go through. Um, you went. Sorry, let me go back to the map. Ship map. Let me try to put up 4. I think I can actually bring up 4 Marines into this map. Let me see if I can call them up here. NPCs. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's no special character, but oh, there is. Okay. Here's an officer. Here's 3 soldiers. Soldier 3 is the one that is the drive specialist. Gave him a name already, Corporal Vicezo. And just for the record, I'm going to zoom them and show you what each token looks like. Looks more like a police uniform, but it is a military officer's uniform. The soldiers are wrapped up in more armor than that, though. Here's one.
Right.
Well, I guess that's
Oh,
better.
he's
That's
got a
better because that's
boomstick.
a spacesuit view. Yeah, so it's like a spacesuit, detective spacesuit,
Nice. That's cool.
spacesuit.
Wow. You do
Uh,
that?
now they're still in their spacesuits, but they're fairly maneuverable, high-tech spacesuits walking around. And they all assume that they're supposed to walk through the cargo bay to get to your jump drives, which were back here, I suppose. So fine. They make their way there. Officer leading. Does anybody else have a military background or tactics skill?
I do.
Do?
He's in the
Okay.
Navy.
Navy, okay. Make a roll for, well, I think it would be like an education roll. If you can roll at or under your education, you may determine something.
Not
What
me
sort of a
then.
school roll do you want me to make?
You roll 2d6 and compare with your education. So it's just click the, what do you do? Just
The
roll
roll
straight
2d6.
2d6.
You can just click the education button on your character sheet. That
Okay,
will
yeah.
do the roll
Will
as
that
well.
do the same thing?
I think so.
Try it out, yeah. And
Yep.
yeah. It gives you an education bonus, which is okay. Yeah, that's not really what I intended, but
Yeah, well, if
basically
you just
that's
take
fine.
the dice
Yeah.
roll, it'll 7. I don't know what is the education.
7 is under your education. So okay. I think they're in a normal, cautious military formation. So Homo deduced that some of these younger soldiers, soldier 1 and 2, are probably a little green. Soldier 3, he can't really determine, but they're making their way through well, no, not here, through the doorway, not the
Through.
med lab, but through here. Wilson is accompanying them, Captain Wilson. Is
I'll
anybody else
follow.
coming along?
Assume the captain's coming along.
Seem concerned. Now, the tokens were left here. Is Cicely and
Yes, here I am, and
Brogan
I'm
would.
wanting to know why they're coming into the power plant room.
Well, probably
I'm
because they
going
have
to
to park
say
over there to get to
I'm
the
going to say
engineering.
Brogan accompanied the captain, which is only normal if he's the first officer. So
Hmm.
you, Cicely knew what was going on from the intercom, but
Oh,
these
okay, then I
soldiers
wouldn't ask
barge
that.
in.
Because
You would have
I just
known.
assumed I didn't know anything, that's all.
What?
Oh, no, you would be in contact with what's going on somewhere else in your monitors
Okay,
and whatever.
rightio.
But they're kind of imposing people in person. And the jump drive this is not the jump drive, this is the power plant. Number 11 on the map is
Yes, and I point them to another door. The jump
right,
drives are through that door. And I'm holding a big
Verdulan. Well,
spanner. A big spanner.
and the jump drive is actually at 13, which is the big thing in the middle here.
I will be aware they're
Uh,
coming, so I'll just lean out the door. In here, please, gentlemen.
okay, so I think the tiny. Well, actually, what is it? Is all of this in the center of the jump drive, number 13? I think these funny modules are generating all the fields that have to do with the jump drive, and this is just
Mm-hmm.
maneuver drive, the stuff that looks like jets but isn't. Okay,
Yep.
so somehow, I don't know if the scale it fits, but somehow they're all standing around in here. Wilson,
Please don't touch
ultimate,
anything.
ultimately, there's room. Wilson and Brogan are there. Is Ved there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
See, go back to the bridge and find out if these guys actually are military or if they're from that company.
Asking C to do that.
Yep. Go
Okay.
grab
Well,
Virgil or somebody,
yeah,
and we'll
they
keep
have
them
they
distracted.
Right. The
yeah.
captain wants to know XYZ. Where you go, Virgil?
Okay. Sounds crazy to me because they have a very good imitation of a patrol corvette with them.
Hmm.
Something
Yep.
that costs yay million credits. What's the
Where's
price on
our
these things?
ship's
Pretty big.
locker?
Ship's locker number 9 is over here.
So what was
Okay.
that? Am I supposed to do something here?
Yes. You're the intel guy. He wants to know if they're really from the unit they say they're from or something.
Okay. What do I need to make their uh, um,
I think he's worried
yeah.
they're pirates in disguise.
Okay. Uh,
Really? Okay. Let's see.
Pirates in
I
disguise.
see what
Yeah, I was
role
trying to work out
there'll
the
be on
song.
Ved's sheet.
Robots in disguise.
In disguise or in the skies?
Yes, both of them. They're in the skies and in disguise.
We'll give you a choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Skills. Possibly a deception roll would help to tell when you are deceived. And Ved has a high one of those high
I have a very
well
good
a skill
perception skill.
level plus DM. Yeah. Let me see what else might be applicable. Sorry, just
Mhm.
I'm slowing down. We'll probably end in less than 20 minutes for today.
Yeah.
Um,
I would be
Well,
let's
as
but
see.
as Virgil's doing that, I'm going to ship's locker and I'm going to get a shotgun for him and a shotgun for me. We're not going to point it at them. We're just going to have them out and ready if we need them.
Okay,
I'm already out.
Richard, make a deception roll, and you're not deceiving yourself, but you're trying to detect possible deception.
Will it be investigate for me or deception for me?
Sorry, what
Oh,
did
I
you
was
say?
asking.
Will it be investigate for me or deception for me?
Be investigate,
Well,
wouldn't it?
Ved can make a roll. I think C can make some kind of check because he was asked to go over. But
Some kind of check. Okay.
Ved's roll is surprisingly low, so he can't really say that these are fakers. Um,
I've got
they
no
seem to have well,
skill.
It strikes Ved that they seem to have the stance of both two experienced soldiers and two inexperienced soldiers, but it still all adds up to soldiers.
That's pretty
And
common in
Cicely,
units.
what is Cicely rolling? What is that? That is
That's
the
my
absolute worst
thing roll.
thing.
You wanted me to roll some kind of roll. I rolled it. It's -3 because I don't have
Well,
a skill in investigate
yeah,
or the other one.
I
So
think that's very funny, but I'm just going to check your character sheet
it's
to see if there's a
hideous.
better role that could apply.
Well, I had a look. I couldn't
Um,
see anything that was. Survival is
the
about the closest I came to, but that's not right.
skill level. Uh,
Do I make a deception or a investigate roll, Pierre?
Investigate is not really meant for short, instant judgments, but more like long-term work. So it wouldn't
It'd
really
be
apply in this situation. It's
deception.
okay. But sorry, I was just staying on one subject. I was seeing if
Yeah,
Steve could make any sort of role that was applicable, trying to decide on
I
that.
don't think so,
Uh,
mate. I don't think I have
yeah.
anything.
By your native abilities, that's a very amusing role.
Yes.
They could be a You deduced that they could be traveling clowns from a carnival who've decided to
That's right.
disguise themselves as
Yeah, and I've
Verdulan
got
Marines. That's your best.
yeah,
It's your
and I've got
best
a thing
guess.
about
Sorry.
clowns, so I'm getting the shotguns ready.
Moving on. Moving on. Sorry. Uh, sorry, I can't tell the voices anymore after a time. Who wanted to do a deception roll as well?
Virgil.
Me, Virgil.
Virgil.
But
Okay, go
since
ahead,
I was
Tony.
asked, am I making I asked if I was making deception or investigate.
Like I said, investigate is more like for long-term work, gathering
Okay,
clues. Invest Deception
Roger.
is will
I'll
help you
roll
do snap
deception then.
judgments.
I'll
Okay,
roll deception then. I'll roll
Mm-hmm.
no
probably roll better than
modifiers.
Ved.
Nice.
Okay, very good. So yeah, as far as you can tell, or you keep it's to yourself for the moment. And I don't know if you're there at the moment. You didn't follow. How long did you have to
No,
observe them? You didn't follow them into the rear, the jump drive, did you? You're still back
No.
up there in the bridge. Okay,
I am,
but
but
in
I'm
the
watching.
time,
I'm watching them on the internal monitors if
right,
there's such a thing.
and you had the agent espionage background all this time. So in the short time that you looked at them, they seemed to you to be the genuine article. These are Verdulan Colonial Marines. They wear their uniforms correctly. They look like both experienced and green soldiers, but they are soldiers. So that's your conclusion. Um,
Okay.
Now, back at the jump drive, the soldier number 3 is the jump drive specialist. Now, these other soldiers are standing at attention, sort of casing the room or keeping everything within everybody within their field of view. Not trying to threaten or anything, but they just have a great view of the rest of you. And soldier 3 is sort of walking around. I should press the alt key because the alt key allows me to snap to the grid and stop pretty much anywhere I want. Um, Turns around, looks this way and that. Now, um, how did let me see. How did Ved treat the drives, or was it Ved who was trying to make it look like the drives were
He was
malfunctioning?
making.
Or
Yep.
sorry, again I jumped.
Ved. This is Ved speaking.
Okay, so it was Ved. What exactly did you do? Can you just generally describe what you did to the drives to make it look like there was a missed jump?
I would have done it, making it as legit as possible. If that means like a little bit of extra fuel went into the mix when it happened and caused it to overjump, then that's what I would have done, and I would have
Ah,
fiddled with the hardware to make it do that. And like, there's common things that can happen, like with
okay,
hardware, like a valve that just released too much, and I would have then gone and fixed it, and I'll tell them
okay.
that's what I did.
Right, so maybe what you engineered is a valve that was perhaps on too long, or it distended a
Hmm.
rubber hose or something. Nothing that's too difficult to repair after the fact, but the damage was done when the jump drive started, and it wouldn't matter what would happen after the jump was in progress. So
Yeah.
you engineer some kind of fault like that, and are you? So I'm going to say that it's pretty much automatic that you could fiddle the drive to look something like that, knowing your expertise. But now I'm afraid that you may have to do a deception roll if you're telling it to the soldier
Yeah,
and
no
in
worries.
Verdulan. You want to try that. So what I'd like to ask you to roll is you have a deception roll. I want you to click Bane on your sheet and roll with a Bane. I'm going to give you a possible 6+ to succeed, but click on Bane, click on Deception, and see what that gives because you're doing this in Verdulan.
Do you want me to put a modifier and input value, or just submit?
No modifier, just the fact of the Bane. The Bane works almost like a 1.5 negative
Okay.
modifier, almost.
Ooh.
No,
No,
still
And
6 is
made
all
it.
you
reset
It's a
needed.
your
6.
reset your sheet to
Cool.
normal as well. Don't forget to reset your sheet back to normal. And what was the roll? Okay, pretty low.
But
I
you
said
know,
a 6 would
yep.
almost do it. So um,
Seven
I
is
think
done.
the technician Corporal Vicezo kind of accepts the fact that Verdulan is not your native language, so any hesitations or stuttering or sweating is understandable. So he kind of buys that story, and he just says to you, "Well, you ought to repair it then." And
What do you think I'm doing? I'm an engineer.
okay, yeah, okay. Well, it wouldn't have helped you to repair it after the fact. You overjumped, and he actually takes. He's got a tape measure, measures the diameter of the tubing and the distension, and he types some figures into some sort of hand computer, and then he tells his officer, "Yeah, it checks out. It could have happened like that. I'll give you a full report in a few hours."
Do I
Okay, and the
understand what he's
officer,
saying? Oh, so it did happen like that. If he's
yeah,
implying that I'm fibbing.
very simple Verdulan words. It checks out.
Okay, cool.
I'll produce a report. I'll produce a technical report in an hour, and we can transmit it back to base.
When he says I just
The
abstract, these things happen, and I've been an engineer
the
for a long time.
the officer, Lieutenant Denisovo, agrees, and he says, "All right. Now you are predicted to land. You were scheduled to land on Frodeo. I presume that you are okay for uh, life support and things that the robots can't resupply."
Yes, we got life support. We're
Okay,
good.
good. All right, so they're satisfied with that, and without too much ado, they go back up to the airlock. They don their suits, they go into the airlock and cycle through the umbilical, and then detach the umbilical and clear you to go on your way and land.
As soon as they leave
And
the engineering area and they can't hear me, I say, "Yeah, on your bike."
what did you say?
Oh, as soon as I leave my area and they're out of hearing range, I go, "Yeah, on your bike."
I don't understand
I
that.
that means
Means,
like you explain it, Brian.
it kind
Yeah,
of
on
means,
your bike.
get out of here.
Okay. All right. I don't know how we would say it. Take a hike or something similar. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Kind of,
Uh,
but with no politeness at all.
if I said iru al infero, would you know what that means?
I'm not that feral,
Go
thank you.
to hell.
Something to do with iron. But,
Yeah.
No way that
Infero, not pharaoh.
no way that
oh,
peasant
Infero.
was going to figure out what I did.
see, my Verdulan isn't that good.
Right. Your Tomo. Right. Right.
Be an itching box.
Okay. Good. All right. I took them off the ship. They're gone. You can land normally. Just make a quick piloting roll. Actually, it's up to me to maybe roll for Jerry quickly, and we'll conclude just with a landing and you take in your first view of this.
Hmm.
Okay, piloting roll, blah, blah, blah. I don't expect trouble. Actually, it's always funny when there's trouble. Pilot, oh, sorry,
Oh boy.
cancel. Spacecraft, got to roll the spacecraft roll.
Jerry killed us all and he's not even here. Never mind.
Oh, it's good. Landing is good. Now,
Just have to
um,
answer a phone.
you're landing at a place. Now, it's generally snowy. There might be some unsnowed parts in the equatorial region, but it's generally all snow and ice. Very cold. As you come down, you land. Now you land at a kind of. It's not a high class starport or anything. It's basically just an empty field, a snowed over tarmac. The surface is solid anyway. You can land on it okay. From the air, you see a kind of large complex. I'm just going to move your map. It's really just a schematic looking like this. You might want to scale down to like 70 or 80%. But you see this sort of at an angle coming in. This is like this is not this is 10 meters per square, by the way, so it's much
Yep.
bigger than personal scale. But it's basically some kind of large factory complex. There's a dome up here, and on the dome there's a kind of tower. You actually only see the outer spherical dome here. The inner circle is, well, it's an interior. I think I didn't have any way to make a dotted line. And from this, there are arms that come out 20 meters wide, and then buildings. There might be a couple of outbuildings as well. There's a network of roads that lead to each part of this base. The roads generally lead southeast to where you've landed. So southeast is that away. Where you landed. So you're sort of seeing all these buildings at an angle, except there's a high tower in the middle. You heard that this was like an iron foundry or an iron manufacturing thing, and you land at the um, helipad. Actually, I'm sorry. If you are in space, you get the usual traveler advisories. Now you don't hear anything from this planet. You're only hearing the traveler advisory from Calcaneo, and I'll mention that really quick. It is yeah, the traveler advisory for Calcaneo says travelers with Frodeo as their destination are still required to stop at Calcaneo as the unique Frodean society is not properly equipped for human and ship supplies. And the other message in this radio loop is all visitors to Calcaneo will be tested for allergic susceptibility to the Calcanean ground leech. Those susceptible will be asked to take a program of desensitization pills for at least 3 days before being allowed to leave the starport area or visit the countryside. So those are the messages. So there's only the Calcaneo radio advisories coming out, nothing about this planet. Now you land, and there doesn't seem to be any radio signal greeting you. Actually, there is one radio voice saying simply, it sounds like a very bored voice, and it says, um, unknown vessel, please identify yourself.
This is the
Captain.
Steppenwolf, Captain Wilson DeWatt speaking.
And says, "Ah, yes, you have a cargo for the Frodeans."
Oh boy, we do.
All right, land on the landing pad. You can see where it is. And he cuts out just like that. So you land on the pad for the starport. Actually, no, yeah, I don't need to make a piloting roll for that because it's pretty obvious in the whited out areas where the fluorescent red marks are. And you land. Now, when you look outside, you see a detachment of more soldiers in the area, and it sort of looks like this. Let me just check if the view. Here it is. Okay, this is correct. Let me just switch the view. You have sort of an amazing view because the soldiers addressed you, but if you're coming in from the south, I'd like to. There you are. There we go. Hear little snowy, blowy, windy sounds, I hope. And if you're coming in from the south, you can each put your tokens around the middle of the map around here. But the people you're seeing, whoops, where's my pointer? There. There you go. So you just drag and drop your name onto the map. Hope it's not too loud. Wow, it is loud.
No, it's good. It sounds cold.
Yeah, mine's good.
Good, good.
It's kind of
Now,
dependent on what your volume's at.
this time I can hear it. If we have too many people on roll 20, maybe that not everybody will hear it. But
But we
okay.
don't have to get out of the ship though, do we?
Well, it depends. They seem to be waiting for you. There seems to be a line of soldiers, but ahead of them, more interesting than the soldiers, are the robots. Some humanoid and non-humanoid robots, pretty much looking like that. That's, you should view it 100% zoom, and they seem to be waiting for you. Do you guys do?
I'll go out with I'm security,
Yeah.
so I'll go with
Uh,
the captain.
Ship
Yeah,
sensors are
probably.
saying that's a breathable atmosphere at normal standard pressure, etc., etc. Actually, let
Well,
me just
I'm
check to make
supposed to
sure.
be on.
Yeah, but it's cold, so I might wear my spacesuit.
Arctic gear. You want to wear a full spacesuit or
All
just
my
cold weather gear?
cold weather gear. Yeah, and my
Obviously,
armor.
cold weather gear for everybody. Does everybody come
What
out
are
or just a
the
few?
soldiers wearing? Are they wearing
Um,
back suits?
oh,
Yeah,
they are
I'm.
wearing cold
Do I
weather
have
gear as well.
Okay. I'll wear cold weather gear.
Where are they going? Why are they going?
They're just standing. They're
There's a
standing in a line.
reception committee.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going out there. It's
No.
cold.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
checking the power
I think
plants.
I'll conclude the session by saying this is what greets you, but I just want to know who is coming out to meet them. That's all I want to
Bring
know.
Brogan out here.
Okay.
Uh,
Ronnie wants to see.
Oh my
He
god.
wants to stick his nose. Brogan wants to stick his nose in everything. That's obvious.
Yeah.
anti-ship security,
Yeah.
so I'll probably
What
be
about
out as well.
Astria?
Does our
No, I'm just
doctor
gonna
want to be
say
out here?
Okay, so Wilson, Brogan, Tomo.
And
Tomo
Ronnie.
is obviously public relations.
Mm-hmm.
If things go south, and Ronnie, I'm sorry, I didn't have a very good tokenization for you, Ronnie, because there's some sort of background pattern, more or less like that.
Oh yeah, shadow.
I'm not so good at whatever to try to fix, or do transparencies. I don't know about
Yeah, it looks
doing that
fine.
yet. Okay, so Wilson, Brogan, Tomo, Ronnie, that's the scene that greets you and sort of the eeriness.
Hang on, putting my hand up. Uh, um, is Virgil, because Virgil's ship security, isn't he not? Is he not? So would he be present?
Virgil
I'll say
is,
it's up to you.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
just listen
you're
in on the
a
because
ship
this will.
gunner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's a whole lot of risk, but if it comes to combat, Virgil has, well, yeah, you're the best shot. You're gun combat 3. So, you don't really need a reason to be with your crew. Be with your crew if you want. I think more people will be out than in. So just drag and drop your name over to the map and you'll get a token added there.
Okay.
I can always
And
jump on a ship gun and
want to
if
stay on
something.
board on a ship gun.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'd be like that character from Aliens going, rock and roll. Blam, blam, blam,
Just
blam,
like
blam.
I'm pretty average with
Yeah.
actual handguns, but with ship guns, I'm really good.
It's not called for so far. Let me
Yeah,
just say that it's probably not called
yeah.
for at the moment. Okay,
We're
so
here to
I
make
just want to
friends.
close the game at this scene, nice and quiet. Um, and we'll get into conversations in the next session.
Oh,
And
question:
quick question:
did we have another week go by for training?
We should
if
have
it's
4 weeks by now.
it's
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
fourth
Okay.
jump now, so you should
Only
show
one jump.
4 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. So one extra jump makes 4 weeks total, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And
4
with
weeks.
that,
Cool.
okay, and unless anybody wants to add any other quip, you want to say something else that's nasty in Verdulan,
Mm-mm.
Tomo? Your Verdulan has greatly improved. Maybe you made that a focus of your
Yeah,
training.
except I think I called them dogs instead of pussies.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I'll have to see what that
You let
actually
the
means.
dogs out.
woof, 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 woof.
Okay, so with that scene, we'll get to what this means later, and we'll close the recording for this week. And thank you very much for participating.